The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's an afternoon edition of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, and the countdown has begun as the Spirit continue this 3-3 road weekend, visiting the Owen Sound Attack for the one and only time this season. Hi there, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We'll head that way soon as the Spirit looking to get back on track after a hard-fought overtime loss last night at the hands of the Guelph Storm. Guelph had handed Saginaw their first regulation loss last weekend, and both teams were eager to strike first in some fast-paced back and forth in the first period. Early on, the Storm had some of their best looks of that time, but the Spirit netminder Stepan Shurigan made some incredible stops, punching one puck out of a dangerous area before stretching out with the right pad to stop the follow-up.
Serlin centering, feed the shot off the body and the goaltender, and sprawling, a save is made by Shurigan. Pops back out in front again. Shurigan made the stop from point blank on Shabinsky.
Despite some power play opportunities for Saginaw late in the first, it was Guelph that started the scoring early in the second when Shurigan made one stop, then another, but the rebound popped out to Mikhailo Hopanenko in front, and he put it home. The Storm followed it up while on the power play a few minutes later, but a minute after that, Nick Sema made up for taking that penalty with some tough work on the doorstep, capitalizing on a rebound off Jovanovski to score his first of the season and get the Spirit back into the game 7 minutes, 14 seconds into the middle frame.
This is Levi Harper stepping towards the middle. Nice pass onto the far side. Graydon Jones right in front. Jam play. Sema scores. Nick Sema camps out right in the blue crease. 12:47 to go in the second period. He shovels home a rebound, and the Saginaw Spirit are on the board at 2-1.
Jones and Harper picked up assists on that one. The Spirit killed off two more penalties with some good work being put in by Liam Storch, who sent a few chances the other way. With just over 2 minutes left in the waning minutes of the last penalty kill, Nikita Klepov nabbed a puck at his own blue line, put the pedal to the metal all the way down the ice to tie the game unassisted with his fifth goal of the year.
Wheel back up to the point. That'll be cut off. And now Klepov, another shorthanded breakaway, is out of the boxes. Barnes, here comes Klepov. He scores! It'll be an even strength goal. He doesn't care. 2:04 to go in the second period, and the Spirit tie the game at 2.
Guelph stormed back in the final frame, keeping Saginaw largely penned into their own end. They were unable to finish it in regulation thanks to Stepan Shurigan in net and a stellar Spirit penalty kill, seeing off a 5-on-3. It would take a minute and some change in overtime for the Storm to put it away, though, and the Spirit fell in their first game of this weekend. Today, the road trip continues with a visit to Owen Sound to face off against the Attack, who were just handed their first loss of the season last night by the Kitchener Rangers. Kitchener scored 3 in the first, then held on as Owen Sound roared back through a rough and tumble game, scoring 3 goals on 7 power play chances. They might be battered and bruised, but the Attack will be hungry to get back in the win column, while Saginaw will be trying to put together more of that fast and tough play that got them through the first 40 minutes last night. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan talks with Spirit head coach Chris Lazary to get his thoughts on last night and hopes for this afternoon in Coach's Corner as Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face-Off continues on 100.5 FM WSGW.
When you choose Garber for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. With the area's largest selection and lowest prices, Garber Chrysler is Saginaw County's #1 destination for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck. You'll do better with Garber Chrysler Bay Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear, with a team that plays to win.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner as the weekend continues for the Spirit here in Owen Sound on this Saturday afternoon, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lasry. And Coach will start in goal, 35 saves on 38 shots for Stepan Shurin last night. How good was it to see him kind of get his feet under him, and did it instill confidence kind of all around?
Yeah, no, it's good to see him. I think he's been looking for a game like that for sure. I'd still like him to be less sporadic in terms of movements. Like, I thought he was sliding a little bit too much for me, but overall, like, at the end of the day, he made saves and he made some big ones. And that's why he's getting the start here today. We'll try to build on that. Hopefully he can get his confidence going in that direction. He's a big goalie. He moves well. We got every NHL team in the world calling about him. There's obviously a reason for that. I think if he can control his movements just a little bit better and then do what he did last night, like, he's on his path to being an elite goalie in our league.
You had 6 different guys take regular face-offs last night against Guelph, a bit of a challenging area. Is that something, are you looking to give more guys looks to try and see if somebody gives you a little bit more than you might have anticipated, or what's the plan going forward for that?
No, like, we have 4 lefties, I think, down the middle, and we have no righties. So then you add in Storch and you add in Seams. That kind of gives you the 6. Like, we don't have a right-handed center. We haven't here for 2 years. Like, it's just, we were blessed with our Memorial Cup team with having 3 or 4 of the best centers in the league, 2 of each. Now we just, like, Nick actually does a pretty good job as a righty, Storchy as well. So and then you see a lot of those will come on the penalty kill because depending on where the team starts, like, we've been going with Jerv and Storch out of the gate, and then Nick and Kluch coming back. So it kind of gives you the centerman there.
And into the special teams aspect of it here tonight, Owen Sound top 1 and 2 in both power play and penalty kill. From a containment standpoint, just how crucial are those numbers going to be here on this Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously special teams have been a big part for us. They haven't been great. For them, they have. And look at the difference in records, right? So there's been 2 games here with our power play at home where we could have walked it off late with a power play goal. We did anything but. I thought our kill last night dug in on that 5-on-3 and gave us exactly what we needed, a chance to get it to overtime and survive that moment. So that's a positive step there. Thought our power play, again, was terrible. I think we got guys that don't understand it's not okay to do whatever you want. And there's a certain, if you look at the histories of power play, there's certain 3, 4, 5 things that power plays do that we need to replicate a lot more of, not just once every 2 minutes that we're out there, like a ton of times. And we went through a bunch of examples with teams in our league that have been great in the past, how they do the same things over and over again and they hit on it. So I think it's just getting a young group to understand that we don't need to rewrite the book. We just got to be really good at what we're trying to do.
Brody Najum draws back into the lineup here tonight. What do you need to see out of him as far as trying to get a regular spot again?
He's got to be more competitive than he has been. Obviously, he's not a big guy, but to me, we don't necessarily hang our hand on that. But you got to be able to get pucks out in the half wall. You got to win puck battles. You got to go to the net. You got to be able to win tracks and win races off puck throughout the zone. You need to be a competitive kid. I challenged him this week, so he's going to get his opportunity to play. If he wants to continue to play here and play in our lineup, he just needs to be – I think he's a good hockey player. He's got a ton of skill, but he lacks in that compete department. And he's got a different look in his eye today because he's been firmly challenged this week, and I'm expecting to see him dig in those tough areas and show that he can survive and play in those areas. And if he can, then he adds skill to our lineup and a player that could be very valuable.
And lastly, an Owen Sound team, 4-1 to start the season. They were handed their first loss to Kitchener last night. All but one of their games have been 1-goal games so far. Just how wide open is the door for you guys this afternoon?
I don't know, but wide. Like, we've been in, seems like every game we play goes to overtime or shootout. Like, they go into Kitchener, we're in Guelph. The travel's the same for both teams. They lose, we lose. I think there's 2 teams not happy with the results last night. This is one of the tougher places to play. It's tight, it's small. Pucks are hopping everywhere. They're an aggressive team. They play an aggressive style. They're well coached. Like, we're going to have our hands full, but I think our guys, like, we're playing okay. We just got to find a way to break through, and usually when you do that, you start to get a lot of wins.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lasry, Saginaw in Owen Sound tonight. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
A busy weekend schedule for the Saginaw Spirit rolls on and rolls farther north. This afternoon from the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Arena, the Ontario Hockey League proud to present the Saginaw Spirit and the Owen Sound Attack. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being with us today. My name is Dylan Clark. An exciting one here, Saginaw, a challenge that is to bounce back after a tough pill to swallow. 3-2. They fall in overtime last night to the Guelph Storm. Had some really strong stretches of play. Got some fantastic goaltending from Stepan Shurigan. Ultimately come up just a little bit short. Saginaw rolling into Owen Sound for the one and only time this season with a record of 1-1-2-1. 5 points through their first 5 hockey games. They'd like to up the tempo here in the middle of a 3-3 weekend. Their opponents, Owen Sound, were just handed their first loss of the season, 4-3 in Kitchener at the hands of the Rangers last night. Owen Sound right now 4-1 to start 2025-2026. So for the Spirit, a bit of a challenge, but a great opportunity to kind of right the ship here as they look for their second win of the season. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for today's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university right here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Nicholas Sikora starts out on the left side for the Owen Sound Attack. Noah Nelson at center. It'll be Michael Deck on the right wing, the de facto third line for Owen Sound, and their head coach, Scott Ray, in his second year behind the Owen Sound bench. Noah Roberts on the blue line with Lenny Greenberg. And for the Saginaw Spirit, the second line starts. No lineup changes with the exception of Brody Najum is in, Blake Barnes is out. They'll start Trevor Thoyer, Carson Harmer, Jacob Kluche up front, Braden Jones, and Hayden Barch on the back end for this Saturday afternoon contest. Your starting lineups for Saginaw and the Owen Sound Attack, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. Before we get the puck drop here from the Bayshore, back to Jonathan, who's got your out-of-town scores.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores presented by Buffalo Wild Wings here this afternoon. A little bit of action going on, but nothing too much to report right now anyway. The Erie Otters visiting the Ottawa 67s. They're just starting off the second period in a scoreless tie in Ottawa. Facing off alongside the Spirit and the Attack here at 4. We've got the Windsor Spitfires visiting the Brantford Bulldogs and the Guelph Storm hosting the London Knights. 7 o'clock, the Sarnia Sting visit the Flint Firebirds in some West Division action. And the Oshawa Generals take on the Barrie Colts at 7:30. We'll keep you updated on a few of those games as we move through the afternoon here. Puck drop between the Saginaw Spirit and the Owen Sound Attack on the other side of this break, right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
When you choose Garber Chevy in Saginaw for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better payment today on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse at Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw. Online at GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers. Blue Jays scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Well, on this Saturday afternoon, it is the one and only trip for the Saginaw Spirit every year up to the Bayshore here in Owen Sound. They take on the Attack and an opportunity to get back in the win column for a Spirit team that has had a bit of a rocky start here to 2025-2026. We take a look at the goal creases today. Starting goaltenders for today's game brought to you by NetSource One, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Typically, the goaltender for the Owen Sound Attack is the LA King second-rounder Carter George. He is on the bench today. Matthew Kaprowski will get his second start of the season. He was pulled from his season debut back on September the 28th against the Barrie Colts. Allowed 4 goals on 17 shots, but Owen Sound did come back to win that game. Stepan Shurigan down to our right did not get the win yesterday, but his finest bit of action in a Spirit uniform, 35 out of 38 against the Guelph Storm. He's got the net here today. And our Delta College opening faceoff, won back by Carson Harmer. And this game is underway here from Owen Sound as it's ramped back in by Trevor Thoyer. Picked up by Roberts back in the Owen Sound end. The Attack, a heavy check there from Hayden Barks on the far side boards as he runs right through Nicholas Sikora. This one picked back up out of the Owen Sound end. A stretch pass will not find its intended target, and so it's down for an icing. That'll knock 21 seconds off the clock here in this first period. Hayden Barks starting out on the black end with Graydon Jones, setting the tone a little bit, stepping up into the offensive end. The Igor Barabanov line is going to come out here for the Spirit. He was held off the score sheet for the first time this year last night against the Guelph Storm. Puck off the faceoff. Nick Sema in between the faceoff dots. Can't corral that loose biscuit. It's knocked down at center ice by Nikita Klepov, and this one moved up looking for Barabanov. Graydon Jones is on the loose puck. That one turned around on the backhand from center. The Attack intercept. This is Jake Crawford down the left side, trying to float that one right in front of the net. Comes out on the near side corner. This one pulled back out. They try to go past Klepov up the near side wall. Michael Deck is shut down by Barabanov. Saginaw's Klepov can't find Nick Sema. The attack will turn this one back in. Down the left wing, it's Michael Deck. Throws that one in front. Broken play, and that one reaching out with the blocker. It'll be knocked aside by Stepan Shurigan. Intercepted at center. This is Elliot Arnett for Owen Sound. Turned up the near side. Mason Ray floating the puck in. 65 seconds gone. No score here in the first period from Owen Sound. As this one turned back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan, Josh Glavin gives chase. Harry Nancy, the Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick, tries to turn that one back in front of the Saginaw net. Brody Papoy trying to pick up an outlet pass. That goes out past him. And so it'll be David Bedkowski angling this one back and ahead. The captain for the Owen Sound Attack trying to put that one back in for Nancy. It'll be rejected at the Saginaw blue line by Ryan Hanrahan. A minute and a half gone here in the first period. No score. Hanrahan in for Sebastian Gervais. A long shot is right in and easily held by the goaltender, Matthew Kaprowski. 18-20 left in the first period. No score. We've got a shot on goal for either hockey team. Your officials today brought to you by WNEM TV5. Blake Beer and James Kraft, the referees. Evan Conrad and Mackenzie Wright will be the linesmen. And it is Wright dropping the puck in the left wing face-off circle. 50-50 puck that goes back in behind the Owen Sound goal. Brought up the far side by John Banks. Knocked aside by Sebastian Gervais. It pinballs back into the Spirit end. Xander Valeris has two attack players attacking him. This will be kicked around to the near side wall and backhanded out by Brody Papoy. Pierce Bowie, 2 goals last night against the Kitchener Rangers. The reigning Ems Family Award winner as the Rookie of the Year in the Ontario Hockey League, carrying this one back in front. A centering pass goes off the stick of Max DeLille. Back in front of the Spirit netminder Shurigan, ends up back behind the net. Bowie battling for it there. Taking a task by Levi Harper. A couple of cross checks back and forth for those two players. Xander Valeris is locked up in a battle of his own, and now it's brought on by Harper. Taps the brakes back in behind the Spirit net. 2 minutes gone here in the first period. A centering pass for Bowie. That one never got to the net. Good block by Hanrahan and Papoy. The attack back to the top of the zone. Braden Rogers at the right point. A right shot defenseman. Try to put it down low. It's poked aside by Gervais. Twisted back in by John Banks. Back in behind the Spirit net. Pierce Bowie continues the cycle. Back up to the right point. John Banks, a head fake, and the shot goes off the leg of Sebastian Gervais. Off the near side wall, taken by Saginaw's Gervais. Bowie jams a stick into his midsection. Puck knocked away. And Gervais is just able to bowl John Banks back out the center. And DeLille got a shoulder there from Levi Harper, so the Owen Sound counterattack does not go there. And Brody Papoy, a little forearm shiver up high from Pierce Bowie. That'll be a penalty. 17-10 left in the first period. And a frustrated Pierce Bowie thought he was going to get away with that one. It's a check to the head penalty from Bowie. He's going to let Blake Beer hear his displeasure with the call. But the Spirit, to their first IBEW Local 557 power play here as Bowie's in the box for a check to the head. Saginaw's power play, just 5 for 29 to start the season, 11th in the OHL. But the Owen Sound penalty kill has allowed just one power play goal against through 21 opportunities. 95.2%, nobody better in the OHL to start the season. No score here, early first period. Saginaw to its first IBEW Local 557 power play. The puck is just held in at the blue line by Levi Harper. And now it'll be stolen here and a counterattack the other way. Jake Crawford, a shorthanded breakaway. That one high and into the glass. Comes back out the other direction. Big time collision as Barabanov gets into Crawford. Makes him pay a little bit of a price. This is Levi Harper leading Saginaw out of its own zone. Here's Sebastian Gervais down the left side. Turns it back into the corner, takes a check, rims the puck up to the right point. Igor Barabanov, Saginaw's leading scorer with 9 points here in this young season. Nikita Klepov spun back up to the right point. Harper, 45 gone on the power play. Barabanov in front for Kluche, looking there for Gervais, can't pull the trigger. Levi Harper, a point shot, save made by Kaprowski. The traffic had parted, and he's able to see that puck the whole way through. He hangs on for a faceoff. Here with 16-16 to go in the first period. Saginaw getting a couple of pucks through. And a close call early on. Jake Crawford, Owen Sound's second-round pick back in 2023. He's got 3 goals in his first 5 games this season. And a shorthanded breakaway that goes up and into the glass. Close call there. Back in behind the Owen Sound net. They win the faceoff. And out of his net to play the dump around is Stepan Shurigan. He kicks it all the way around. It'll bounce twice along the ledge just below the glass before coming to rest on the stick of Carson Harmer, then one-handed back for Graydon Jones. Liam Storch as the second power play unit comes out here for the Spirit. Storch gets a rough ride there on a hit up high from Easton Mikas. And the regroup, Jones up for Ryan Hanrahan. Cross corner dump in from the Spirit first rounder. A collision on the far side as Nick Sema got tied up with the referee. Off the boards, Noah Roberts trying to get this out of a dangerous area. Nobody can really move it. Mason Ray is in there for the shorthanded attack. 22 seconds on the Spirit power play. Jones has it near circle. Harmer trying to go in front for Sema. Went under his stick. Storch takes the check. Roberts on this here for the attack. Hanrahan jumps into intercept. Now it's Storch dishing near side. Harmer shoots, and a great blocker saved by Kaprowski from 20 feet out. Braden Jones, final 5 on the power play. Shot through traffic, deflected in front by Sema. Bouncing puck on top of the blue crease. Still loose there. Storch can't get it to go. Penalty time has expired. Jones has to shoot this puck, and he does, and it's tipped wide. Pierce Bowie was right behind him. Spirit get it out, and they turn this one right onto the stick. And the counterattack led by Mason Ray. In for Bowie. He gets drilled. A massive open ice hit from the right shoulder of Nick Sema on Pierce Bowie. Puck goes back in behind the Spirit net. 14:48 to go here in the first period. There will be a target on Nick Sema's back now as Max DeLille comes over to throw a hit his way. Josh Glavin, little trouble in front of the Spirit net. He's got 3 attack players on his side of the ice, but he banks it off the glass and up on a 2-on-1. Najum down the left wing with Kluchi. Najum scores! Brody Najum in and out of the lineup. He's got one in the back of the net, and the Spirit take a 1-0 lead. Well, you heard Chris Lazary talk about the focus on Najum, what he needed to do to stay in the lineup. That's a pretty darn good step in the right direction. Brody Najum playing his 4th game of the season. Looks over to Jacob Kluche, fires that one through the body, low on the stick side of Matthew Kaprowski. Najum's got his first of the season, and he's got Saginaw on the board with their Beerline Trombley Electric. Light the lamp goal, it's 1-0. Josh Glavin will get the assist after pretty solid pass up the glass. James Go back around 14:20 to go here in the first period. 1-0 courtesy of Najum. This is in front of the Owen Sound bench. Josh Glavin tries to knock it down. Michael Dixon, and a great glove save by Stepan Shurigan on a quick trigger pull from Michael Deck as he stepped into the left wing faceoff circle. 14:11 left in the first period. And for Brody Najum, a massive weight off the shoulders. And you heard Chris Lazary say he's got a different look in his eyes today. He's got Saginaw up to the early 1-0 lead. Face off in the left wing here, the Owen Sound offensive zone. Harry Nancy's going to put Levi Harper into the boards. Kicks this one up. Nikita Klepov, a quick dish. Valeris, cross-ice pass, and that one's going to ramp into the bench. My goodness. Couple inches away from the head of the Spirit athletic therapist, Andrew Plate. Everybody's all good. That was a close call there. It's a tight building. Things happen quickly. 14 minutes left. We'll drop this puck at center. Saginaw 6 shots. They lead on the Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters shot board 6-2. Here in the early going to the first period. Cross corner dump in. No icing. Barabanov and now Valeris up at the left point. Gets a little check up high from Harry Nancy as well. Barabanov pulls this puck free and tries to spin off of Crawford. Throws the puck towards the middle. This will be picked up and moved out by David Bedkowski. Nancy 1-on-1 against Xander Valeris. Quick shot. Shugan didn't see it until the last second, but it goes wide. Elliot Arnett's on this one. Bounced off the wall. Klepov and Barabanov try to get after this one. Crawford strips it from the control of Levi Harper. Xander Valeris on the rim around to Igor Barabanov just inside the Spirit line. His cross-ice pass is a little too far for Levi Harper. Pierce Bowie on the counterattack with Nancy. Little stick lift there. Nancy comes over. Down low. Bowie. Brilliant passing play. And a better left pad save by the Spirit goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. And we're going to have a stoppage here. I'm not exactly sure what for. The net hasn't come off. The attack may think they have scored. 13:05 to go in the first period. We're going to take a break. It's 1-0 Saginaw. We're back to Owen Sound after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, you can lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Wash away your cares on calm waters. Dip your paddles, set sail, or wander a while on scenic trails. Savor authentic local flavors, crafted by passionate chefs and made possible by the hands of our hardworking farmers. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Hi, this is Nick Sema, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
Well, Nick Sema, no stranger to big performances in Owen Sound. Last time the Spirit were here, November 2nd of last year, a 6-2 victory. Nick Sema, 2 goals and an assist in that game. He's thrown a heavy body check to start today's contest. And immediately after, the Spirit put the puck in the back of the net, courtesy of Brody Najim's first goal of the season. We got a stoppage here as Stepan Shurigan, not long after a couple of really athletic saves with the left pad. They thought for a minute they were going to take a look at it to see if his pad was over the goal line when he made the sliding cross-ice stop to rob Max DeLille. No dice there as we got a delayed penalty coming up here. Puck back in behind the Spirit net. Another centering pass. Tristan DeLille is shut down on the doorstep. And the Spirit will touch the puck up, and I do believe we'll have our first Saginaw penalty of this game. Spirit to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. It'll be against Hayden Barch. So Barch in the box. Owen Sound, the second best power play in the OHL at 34%. It is a holding the stick penalty to Barch and a one-time shot from the right circle. Jammed out. DeLille gets robbed again by Stepan Shurigan. Puck back and behind the Spirit net. Nancy rims it back around. At the left point. Near side. This will be John Banks. Tipped on its way through by a Spirit stick. It ends up back and behind the Saginaw goal. This is Josh Glavin rifling that one off the glass. All the way down into Owen Sound real estate. Kaprowski's out of his net to play it away from the forechecking Sebastian Gervais, who will not make life easy out at center ice for John Banks. Free agent signing by the Owen Sound Attack out of Secaucus, New Jersey. Banks is on this to try and lead the counterattack again. 1:12 left on the Owen Sound power play. Hayden Barch is in the Saginaw penalty box for holding the stick. Pierce Bowie back in. Michael Deck quickly off his stick. Thrown down the ice by Saginaw. Around it goes. We're the second power play unit here for the Attack and step out onto the ice. This is Lenny Greenberg. 11:49 to go in the first period. 1-0 off the goal from Brody Najim. 48 to go on this Owen Sound power play. They dump the puck back in behind Stepan Shurigan's net. Nick Sema rolls over to try to pull this puck away. Takes a check from Mason Ray. But he does clear the puck and Kaprowski out of his net to play it down to our left. Mason Ray. Cross-ice pass, too far away from Rogers. Little pass between his own legs, and this is back and onto the tape of Lenny Greenberg. Outlet pass down the left side. Nicholas Sikora tied up by Jacob Kluche as he's over the offensive blue line. Mason Ray down the left side. Lost the puck. Xander Valeris on this here. 13 seconds left on the Owen Sound power play, and Sikora back at his own blue line. Try and start things out again. Kicked at by Graydon Jones. And back out at center, Hayden Barch is out of the box. Both teams unsuccessful on their first power plays of the game. Whistle here on the offside call. 10:50 to go in the first. 1-0 Saginaw. And as Nicholas Sikora will make his way back to the bench, Miroslav Shatan has yet to make his way onto the ice here for Saginaw, but a couple of Stanley Cup champion fathers and on the same team together. Nicholas's dad, Peter Sikora, Miroslav's father, Miroslav Shatan Sr., both members of that 09 Penguins Cup team. And their sons facing off against one another here today. This puck back in front of the Spirit bench. Reeled back in by Saginaw's James Go. Over to his defensive partner, Josh Glavin. Go gets a little flyby from Easton Mikas. The puck does make its way back into the Owen Sound end. Jackman. Cross-ice pass that's reeled in by Easton Mikas. One-on-one against James Go. The Saginaw defenseman gets in with a stick. Klepov uses Josh Glavin to get out the near side. Pass off the wall. Can't be reeled in by Barabanov. Glove down by Hanrahan and dropped it off there for Klepov in the right wing circle. Klepov's shot is blocked. And it goes back into the corner. Pulled off the boards by Noah Nelson. That one off the left skate of Mikas. James Go off the wall for Barabanov. And this one back past Mikas. Down it goes into the Spirit end Icing's been waved off, though. Pierce Bowie shot out of a can, and he beats Xander Valeris back to the biscuit. Around the near side it comes. Back out to center. Braden Rogers will have to catch up to it in the Owen Sound end as they rim it all the way back out to their own goal line. And Rogers, a little flyby past Brody Popoy up the right side. Max DeLille. Fired it back in off the stick of Xander Valeris and behind the Spirit net. The centering pass is Bowie. Put it in front, too far for DeLille. So Pierce Bowie has it back in the right wing corner against Saginaw's Harper. Max DeLille, cross ice pass. That one's off a leg. Reeled in at the point by Noah Roberts. Now a right point shot from Rogers. It's into the breadbasket and held by the Saginaw goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. 9:22 left in this first period. Shurigan a little bit busier as time goes by. Heard Chris Lazary talk about his athleticism, trying to control the motions a little bit more. And it's hard not to be interested if you're an NHL team when you see a goaltender listed at 6'5" and can move around like Stepan Shurigan can. He has already made a couple of 10-bell saves here in this first period. Up to secure a 1-0 lead for the Saginaw Spirit as this puck drifts back in on his goaltending counterpart, Matthew Kaprowski. John Banks up for Max DeLille, poked at by Graydon Jones. Spirit keep this puck in. Not in their control, though, as John Banks has this back up into the neutral zone. Max DeLille passed a stickless Graydon Jones. DeLille actually ran into his older brother, Tristan. No more puck for them. And so Najum's going to find Hayden Barch. Cross-ice dumping. Brody Popoy throws a check. Brody Najum's on this, and he wheels it back into the corner for Saginaw. Popoy. Nice move to get around the defender, Nancy. The attack will intercept, and it's DeLille back the right side. Tristan DeLille put towards the middle. Brody Popoy gets taken down by Mason Ray, and a penalty is coming. A tripping call. 8:27 here in this first period. Saginaw to its second IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. And it will be Mason Ray on the tripping minor. I'm going to try to get an extra look at this one. That one seemed to be a little innocuous. The stick may have gotten tied up under the skates of Brody Popoy, and there was a bit of a push with the left hand. So perhaps a bit of a table-topping maneuver. 8:27 to go. Saginaw at second IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. They are, at this point, 0 for 1. So we'll have to redrop this puck a second time. Sebastian Gervais with Barabanov and Kluche, Harper and Klepov, who will now switch spots at the point. Harper's got it. Out into the right circle. Look at Harper go. Down to the goal line. Fakes the shot. What's the wraparound? And a great right pad save by Kaprowski. You can see how big Harper's eyes were from up here. Long shoot in on the shorthanded counterattack from Owen Sound is into the glove of Shurigan. Jacob Kluche comes over to have Levi Harper's back after a bit of a dust-up with Jake Crawford. 8:10 to go here in the first. It stays a 1-0 game. The power play unit has been shaken up a little bit for Chris Lazary, trying to spread some of the scoring talent out a little bit more evenly between the first and second units. Crawford against Gervais in the Spirit end. Reeled in by Igor Barabanov, dropped off to Levi Harper. Just barely denied on what could have been his second OHL goal. Barabanov shoots it back in behind Kaprowski. It's a bit of a hatchet there from the stick of Crawford. Klepov has it now in the right wing corner for the Spirit. Walking out, trying to go backdoor, and a great save by the right skate of Kaprowski on Jacob Kluche. Gervais swung over. Levi Harper for Klepov on the right wing boards. Back up to Levi Harper. Distributes near side. Barabanov. Kluche getting a rough ride in front. Harper's got it high in the zone. Doubles back to the line. Near side, Barabanov. Halfway through the power play. Saginaw 1-0. A point shot by Harper. Deflected into the corner. He and Gervais come over to the wall. They try to keep it in front of themselves. Two Owen Sound penalty killers are there as well. Trying to pull it out is Noah Nelson. But it's moved free by Kluche. Then Klepov back in behind the net. Back for Kluche. Slid in front. Barabanov shoots and scores! A brilliant feed out of the corner from Kluche. And Igor Barabanov, a power play goal to make it 2-0 Saginaw. Clinical in their puck movement on the man advantage. Fourth goal of the season for Igor Barabanov. And that is two boxes that can be checked on Chris Lazary's list here in the first period. Brody Najum's found the score sheet, and the Saginaw power play has cashed in and looked pretty darn good doing it as well. 7:12 to go here in the first period, and it's 2-0 in favor of the visitors. Deck trying to bring this back in after the Saginaw power play goal, and another penalty is upcoming. Graydon Jones will be guilty of a high sticking call, so the Attack will not have to wait long for an opportunity to get it right back. Nikita Klepov is going to grab the other assist along with Jacob Kluche on the Barabanov goal. Again, his 4th of the season. But right now, the high stick to Graydon Jones has Saginaw back to their Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. The Attack look to go back to work. Banks. Deck and then Nancy in front looking for Tristan DeLille. Back up to the point. Banks' shot is blocked by Liam Storch. Deck does not keep that puck in. It looked like he did for a second. This one rimmed back around. James Go off the high glass and back in. Back in behind the Owen Sound net as Storch races for contact. Little stick lift there. Here's Bowie. And it's Michael Deck. And that's sorted back out again for John Banks. And the Attack power play will march up ice. Flip back in. Josh Glavin to pick things up in behind the Saginaw goal. Takes a check from Harry Nancy. Banks, after the clear, reels this in front of Saginaw's Nick Sema. Banks back over for Bowie. He gets tripped up over Kluche. Play's going to continue. Bowie's lost a stick and a glove. And now short-handed, Gervais catches up to the puck in behind the Owen Sound goal line. Centering pass looking for Kluche. Was intercepted by Nancy. And he's going to bring this up ice with a full head of steam. Toronto Maple Leafs 5th rounder this summer, and the Owen Sound Attack are offside. 5:50 left in the first period. 2-0 Spirit. Thanks to Brody Najim and Igor Barabanov. Face-off will come in the near side face-off dot in the neutral zone, just outside the Spirit blue line. 48 seconds remain on the high sticking penalty to Graydon Jones. Mason Ray against Sebastian Gervais for the draw here. And Gervais wins it back after a bit of a tie-up. Hayden Barch on the clear. That one goes off the goal stick of Kaprowski back and behind the net. Kaprowski, 20 games in the OHL last season as the Attack's backup goaltender. Nice move as Owen Sound tries to move things back in front. Greenberg at the right point. Sent back down low, looking for Nicholas Sikora. This one jammed back around. Braden Rogers is on it. And it'll be quickly gunned the other direction by Saginaw's Hayden Barch. 17 to go on the Jones penalty. Kaprowski drops it off. Skated up ice with speed by Lenny Greenberg. Up at the point, big time collision there as Valeris takes Ray into the glass. Liam Storch on the far wall. Gets it back out. Here's Miroslav Shatan, one-on-one shorthanded against Greenberg. Shatan, a rising shot. That one past the glove and high on Kaprowski. And Shatan tries to wrap up Ray. Penalty time has expired. Owen Sound's power play 0 for 3 here in this game. Stays a 2-0 Saginaw lead inside 5 to go in this first period. Back up at the right point. This is Bedkowski in the offensive zone for the Attack. A low shot, well wide and around the other side. James Go throws a check, and the puck spills back out in front. Stepan Shuligan is on top of it for the faceoff. 4:29 to go in the first period. 2-0 Spirit thanks to Najim and Barabanov. And the penalty kill doing its job so far. We're back to Owen Sound after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Saginaw Spirit here in Owen Sound. Even strength goal for Brody Najim, a power play marker for Igor Barabanov. They've started off on the right foot, the Spirit have. And they've done well to stop what is the number 2 power play in the Ontario Hockey League going into today's contest. Owen Sound at 10 for 29. Again, 34% on the man advantage in this young season. They're 0 for 3 to start this game, though. Max DeLille against Nick Sema. In the face-off circle to the right of Stepan Shurigan. DeLille is going to win this. Elliot Arnett drops it back for Bowie. Gets it back. Little collision off the draw. This one knocked back out to center. Chris Lazary talked about Nick Sema as a right shot who can take draws. Something they've been missing for the last little bit after the departure of Owen Beck and Hunter Haight. Harper's back in on the right wing dish off there for Klepov in the offensive zone. Back in behind the Owen Sound goal for Harper in front of the low pad save made by Kaprowski as he robbed Nick Sema. Max DeLille down the left wing trying to get past Nikita Klepov. Back at the left circle. This one's brought out by Klepov and Sema. Maybe a 2-on-0 as Bedkowski's back. Klepov down the right wing and a great glove save by Kaprowski. Oh, lots of speed for Nikita Klepov on that opportunity. Not much in the way of options. Give David Bedkowski a heap of credit for getting back on that. Buffalo Sabres third rounder in 2025, captain of this Owen Sound Attack team. And he more or less teleported back into the defensive end to cut off Nick Sema as a passing option. And Klepov, as a left-handed shot coming down the right wing, he couldn't pull the puck to his forehand because there was no room there. So he did the best he could on a backhander. Great save by Kaprowski. Braden Jones, a point shot off the faceoff, tipped wide by Harmer. Trevor Thoyer closed off there by Noah Roberts. Puck rims around. Braden Jones down the boards at the left hash mark, and a one-time chance by Harmer. Save Kaprowski, the rebound steered in front. He shuts down Trevor Thoyer too. Puck on edge. Back into the Spirit end. Carson Harmer is there. For Barch, then up the near side. Jones closed out by Mikas, but he got the puck into the Owen Sound zone. This one off the glass. Glove down by Jones at the blue line. They keep it alive. Braden Jones into the circle. Shoots and a save made by Kaprowski. Hanging on for a face-off. Looked like the only players who really knew that that puck stayed in were the Spirit skaters. So, however, had that puck gone in, they may have taken a look at the overhead to see. Braden Jones' body was in the offensive end. He may have reached back into the neutral zone to grab it. We'll see. Actually, really, it doesn't matter. But he's on the bench right now, likely discussing that hop into the air and making the catch. D-zone faceoff is taken here by the Attack. Crawford up the right side. Steered in past Josh Glavin. James Go has Mason Ray on him. Harry Nancy trying to pull this puck loose here in the final 3 minutes of the first period. 2-0 Saginaw. Rogers' shot goes off Gervais. Gets his rebound back and a long chance in and out of the glove of Shurigan. Wraparound chance. Oh, what a great save with the right pad by Shurigan to rob Nancy. Nancy had him beat dead to rights. This shot goes off Gervais into the glass. It stays in play. Crawford out of the corner. Back in deep it goes. Mason Ray up to Rogers again. Swept on and across. Long point shot. Tipped on its way through. Ends up in the corner. Crawford dropped it back off for Ray. Gets a rough ride from James Go. Play continues. Short shovel pass from Go to Josh Glavin. Going to gun that one off the glass, and it's going to escape up now for Popoy on a 2-on-1 with Gervais. Popoy, Gervais, fan on the chance. Brilliant opportunity. He couldn't get the shot away. Nancy on the far boards. The Attack out of their own end. Ray off the skate of Nancy. Taken by Saginaw's Levi Harper in the neutral zone. Doubling back away from Nancy. The pass too far for Liam Storch. And it registers as an icing. 1:52 in the first period. Still a 2-0 game in favor of the Spirit. Looked as though Harry Nancy had an easy wraparound bid against Stepan Shurigan. He reaches out and he gets the right pad on it. And then back the other direction on a 2-on-1. Sebastian Gervais can't pull the trigger after the pass from Brody Popoy. This is Brody Najum out of the defensive zone for the Spirit. Liam Storch racing after it in the right wing corner. Nick Sikora puts him into the boards. Back in behind the Owen Sound goal of Kaprowski. 1:37 to go in the first period. 2-0 Spirit. Sikora, now Storch trying to poke it in front. Najum the follow-up chance, and that's off the chest protector of Kaprowski. Storch kept it alive. Levi Harper down into the right wing corner. Put it in front, looking for Shatan. Pops high off him and into the face-off circle. This one moved back up ahead now for Sikora. Jammed in past Xander Valeris. Najum back in behind the Spirit net. Levi Harper. Little flyby there. Turnover is forced by Noah Nelson. The Attack have it high in the zone. Cross corner shot. Now Greenberg pulls it up in the right wing circle. That one fought off by Shurigan with the blocker. Around into the neutral zone it comes. David Betkowski to the left wing. Long shot by Nelson, tipped into the corner. One-handed now by Sikora past Najim in the final 50 seconds of the first period. Betkowski at the right point. Long shot tipped into traffic and wide. One-handed and shot around there by Barabanov. Betkowski intercepts for the Attack and pushes it down below Shurigan's net again. Out of the right wing corner. Pinballs around in front. Right onto the stick is Xander Valeris. Up into the neutral zone. Valeris dumps it back in. Goes to the bench on a change. 27 to go here in the period. And it'll be gloved and covered by Kaprowski as Nick Sema and Igor Barabanov were waiting right on the doorstep. A couple of really good opportunities here by the Spirit to end the period. Barabanov and the top line are out right now. Trying to sneak one more through. D-zone faceoff is won instead by the Attack, but they put it right onto the stick of Klepov. Left circle, Sema, his shot. That one goes right off the foot of the captain, Betkowski. He's just now getting back up to his skates. Puck back out at center with 7 seconds here. This will be jammed back in by Klepov. Kaprowski out to play it. Up and around the glass. Stopped by Klepov. And a turning chance by Barabanov at the last second. Goes wide. Past the blocker of Kaprowski and out the other side. And a really solid first period for the Saginaw Spirit. They're up 2-0. Headed back into the dressing room. Goals by Brody Najim and Igor Barabanov. A shooting advantage of 15-8. Saginaw kills off all 3 of the penalties they took in that first. Lots to talk about. Excited to talk about it. Back after this with your first intermission report here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
When you choose Garber Chevy Linwood for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Lease your Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse for less in Linwood. Get a better overall experience at Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13 north of Bay City. Online, GarberLinwood.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The story of the first period, the special teams, and Saginaw has theirs to thank for being out to a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Let's take a look back at that first frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It only took 2 minutes, 50 seconds for a power play to emerge in this one. Saginaw got the first after Pierce Bowie took a check to the head penalty. They shook off a shorthanded chance, got some pucks moving towards the net, but ultimately Owen Sound was able to kill that one off. It was back to even strength when Josh Glavin sprang Brody Najim from the neutral zone, a pass off the glass that he takes in to fire home for his first of the season to make it 1-0.
Josh Glavin, little trouble in front of the Spirit net. He's got 3 attack players on his side of the ice, but he banks it off the glass and up on a 2-on-1. Najim down the left wing with Kluche. Najim scores! Brody Najim in and out of the lineup. He's got one in the back of the net, and the Spirit take a 1-0 lead.
5 minutes, 29 seconds, your Herman Hissen Company time of the goal there. Guelph came back attempting to bring things to a tie, a 2-on-1 rush towards Saginaw's net, but Stepan Shurigan reaches out with the glove to deny Michael Deck's shot to the far post.
Josh Glavin tries to knock it down. Michael Deck's in, and a great glove save by Stepan Shurigan on a quick trigger pull from Michael Deck as he stepped into the left wing faceoff circle.
Saginaw goes to their first PK 7 minutes, 9 seconds in after Barch sits for holding. They button things up on the defensive end, killing off that 2 minutes fairly easily. The attack keep up the offensive, but are held off by Shurigan yet again after that. Tripping on Mason Ray puts Saginaw up a man. They get to work with some great movement, setting up some better scoring chances. And at 12 minutes, 48 seconds, Nikita Klepov digs a puck out from behind the Owen Sound net, gets it to Jacob Kluche, who works it to Igor Barabanov all alone at the top of the left circle. He scores his 4th of the season to make it 2-0.
Moved free by Kluche, then Klepov back in behind the net. Back for Kluche. Slid in front. Barabanov shoots and scores! A brilliant feed out of the corner from Kluche, and Igor Barabanov, a power play goal to make it 2-0 Saginaw.
Herman Hissen Company time of the goal on that one, 12 minutes, 48 seconds. Just a few, less than 10 seconds after that, Graydon Jones sits for high sticking. The Spirit gets some good clears, some shorthanded possession to kill that one off. The attack get their best opportunity, even strength, when Harry Nancy collects a rebound and looks like he beats Shurigan around to the other side, but a big right pad reaches out to deny the chance.
Rogers' shot goes off Gervais. Gets his rebound back and a long chance in and out of the glove of Shurigan. Wraparound chance. Oh, what a great save with the right pad by Shurigan to Rob Nancy.
2-0 the score after 20 minutes. Shots on goal favored Saginaw 15-8. They cash in on one of their 2 power play opportunities. The attack 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Scoring in the first, Brody Najim's first of the season, assisted by Josh Glavin, then Igor Barabanov, assisted by Kluche and Klepov on the power play. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down that first period a little bit more for you right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts, and every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. It's a 2-0 lead for the Saginaw Spirit after one period of play in Owen Sound as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, a great first period for the Saginaw Spirit. I said it earlier, the special teams really tell the story. Saginaw scoring one on the power play, denying the penalty, or denying the one of the best power plays in the league on the kill as well. What's making things click here for them that maybe hasn't been so far in the season?
Well, I think it's a lot of the smaller things kind of coming together at one time. They seem to be buying into what Chris Lazary is selling to them right now, at least through the first period of this game. They look to be a lot more focused. They look like a team that hasn't lived up to expectations in the first 5 games of the season and is intent on changing that. They're playing the game the right way. They're playing hard. They're skating through all their checks. All their passes are as crisp as they possibly can be. This is maybe the most awake version of the Saginaw Spirit that we've seen so far this season, maybe with the exception of the last 2 periods of the game up in Sault Ste. Marie. This is a really, really strong start for them through the first 20 minutes. They got to keep it going. They don't have a choice.
And it's got to be a boost for them seeing that this pays off. This really works out to buy into what Chris Lazary is selling. Great movement on that power play. I think it was the second power play opportunity for the Spirit. Great movement results in 2 grade A scoring chances, and then they cash in on the third one there.
You're exactly right. It was kind of a positive spiral in that first period. I know people talk about downward spirals, and it's a little bit easier to do that rather than go the opposite direction. But the Spirit have been positively spiraling in that first period. They get some big saves from their goaltender. They get a big hit from Nick Sema. They go down and they score the first goal of the game off the stick of Brody Najum. They move the puck around well. They're really focused with it. They're really precise, and there's a lot of movement off the puck to generate the options. They score on the power play. So if they can continue that, do the little things right away from the puck. Now, you're not always going to be directly rewarded like that, but that's been the case in the first.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Brody Najum. You talk about a team that's looking to prove themselves. We've got a player looking to prove himself. Means a lot for him to get that first goal, light the lamp, especially after getting a little bit of focus from the coach.
Yeah, and you know what? For him, it's been probably a challenging start to the year, right? You're coming back in. You played 48 games last year. You had 6 points. Most guys are looking to be more of a fixture on the roster in their second year. He's had some guys come in and step around him a little bit, at least in the case of a free agent signing like Brody Papoy. So how do you respond to that? Well, you make the most of your opportunities. He's been given an opportunity today, and he's on the fourth line with Miroslav Shatan and Liam Storch, and I think those 3 have been really strong in their limited action here today. And yeah, Najum gets his first goal since March the 22nd against Flint. And that's the skill that Chris Lazary was talking about. He's a really skilled hockey player. 6th-round pick by the Spirit back in 2024. And you're in an opportunity or a situation like that where you've got Jacob Kluche on a 2-on-1. Maybe in earlier games and earlier times in his career, he might try to force that puck through to Kluche. But no, you can kind of tell that was a moment of, all right, enough's enough. I'm putting one through here. I'm getting myself back on my game and what I know I can do. And that's exactly what Brody Najum did. Great to see that puck at the back of the net. It was a massive goal for this team. And again, it was kind of rewarding all of the positive things they had done in that first period. It was that physically paying off for them. Played the game the right way. He was able to reward his team with his first on the season. It was good to see.
Absolutely. We see 2 penalty kills for Saginaw, shutting down, like I said, the second best power play in the league at this time. Stepan Shurigan, although he's not tested that often through the first 20 minutes, comes up big when he needs to. Not a well you want to go back to all the time, but he's keeping up a good performance after last night.
No, and you know what? I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't know if I felt worse for anybody after last night's game other than Stepan Shurigan. 35 saves on 38 shots. If they would have won that game, I think he probably would have been named the game's first star because he would have stolen it for him. But he stole at least 1 point for him last night. And you could tell when that puck went home in overtime, the body language was very dejected. That one kind of wore on Stepan Shurigan. But he's gotten right back on the horse. 8 pucks have come his way. He's made 8 saves, and he's looked really sharp. And he's looked so much more controlled. The confidence is coming back. And again, there are a lot of factors in play. He's so far from home. He doesn't speak hardly any English. The ice is a different size than what he's used to. Again, we talked about that coming over from the NHL. Now, he's got Zhilkin, Barabanov, and Klepov to help him get around and translate for him. But, he's dealing with a lot right now for a young kid that's 18 years of age. So things are starting to fall into place for him. And again, he was using demo equipment. He was using kind of a stock set of Bauer pads in his first handful of games of the season. Last night was his first game with his custom True gear, the stuff that he feels most comfortable playing with. And again, if you're comfortable with your equipment and the way you feel as a goaltender, that is sometimes one of the biggest battles that you can get through. So Shurigan is feeling comfortable. He's looking comfortable. He's a big part of the reason why Saginaw's up 2-0 right now.
He's only tested 8 times in the first period. Going to look to stay sharp in the second. We'll see what happens. Dylan, thank you for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, another look around the league on your home for Saginaw Spirit hockey.
When you choose Garber Chevrolet in Chesaning for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. See Garber Chevrolet in Chesaning and get a better payment on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse. The relentless pursuit of better. That's Garber Chevrolet Buick, M57 near M52 in Chesaning. Online, GarberChevroletBuick.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit hockey team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio. After one period of play, the Saginaw Spirit leading the Owen Sound Attack 2-0 as we take a look at our out-of-town scores, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Starting earlier this afternoon, the Ottawa 67s hosting the Erie Otters. The 67s in the second period explode out to a 3-0 lead. All three of those coming in the middle frame. It's 3-0 heading into the third period there. In Brantford, the Bulldogs currently trailing the Windsor Spitfires. Ethan Belchetz currently has the Spits out to that 2-1 lead. The London Knights in a 1-1 tie with the Guelph Storm after one period of play as well. Later this evening, the Sarnia Sting visit the Flint Firebirds, and the Oshawa Generals take on the Barrie Colts. We'll take one more break. Second period action coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Bay Shore, Saginaw and the Owen Sound Attack. 2-0 as they get set to start the second period. Saginaw outshooting the Attack 15-8 in that first frame. Goals from Najim and Barabanov. A good start to the hockey game. Can they keep it going here in the second? No carryover penalties or power plays. Carson Harmer's line starts out against that of Noah Nelson, and the Attack begin period 2 with possession. They fire it right to left into the Spirit end. Braden Jones back there for the Spirit, trying to get things out of a dangerous area. Bouncing puck, flipped ahead and kept alive. Jacob Pluche takes it away off the stick of Lenny Greenberg, though. Pluche cross ice onto the stick of Braden Jones. Dropped off. Harmer steps into a slap pass. That goes off the stick of Trevor Thoyer, and he goes awkwardly into the boards after he lost an edge. Thoyer pops right back up. He can't be feeling too good right now, though. Sikora leading the counterattack for the Owen Sound Attack down the right side. Away from Braden Jones. Trying to get to the net. Good defensive stick there by Jacob Pluche at the last second. Now a stick up high. Play's going to continue. Boy, Jones got away with one there. Had the hand sideways, and Noah Nelson kind of skated right into his blade. And now Kluche coming back in, looking to find Thoyer over the line. Can't do it. Back in behind the net of Kaprowski. 60 seconds gone in this first period. Or in the second period, rather. 2-0. As the pass gets deflected into the Spirit end off of Xander Valeris. He's going to have Klepov come back to help out and jam it around for Levi Harper. Crawford forechecking heavily. Barabanov has it in front of the penalty box. Nancy picks it up, goes down the right side. Ray against Harper. Can't get a shot off. Rookie defenseman for Saginaw cuts that opportunity off. Back in the neutral zone. Elliot Arnett locked up with Nick Sema, and the Spirit are offside as they'll bring this back out to the neutral zone and drop the puck again. Good work by Nikita Klepov to come back and help out Xander Valeris on that last exchange. Armour to take the face-off. Chris Lazary talked about the face-off challenges for Saginaw in the last game. Outdueled 33-18 in the face-off circle yesterday at Guelph. 10-9 right now. They are trailing Owen Sound, but a much, much better result so far. As this is dumped back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. Xander Valeris there for Barabanov. Pierce Bowie trying to steal. Slick hands as he shifts around. Gets taken heavily into the wall by Valeris, and now that'll be a penalty. Delayed call as Kaprowski heads to the bench, and now Betkowski suckers Valeris with a couple of high rights. Betkowski's gloves were off. I don't think Xander Valeris knew what was happening. He was watching the top of the zone for the puck. Valeris' gloves were still on. Betkowski trying to get the crowd going. That was an interesting exchange. 18:07 to go. Bowie got put into the boards from behind, but it was more like he got leaned into. And then there was an extra shove. A little surprised that the arm went up there as it did. Not terribly shocked. It makes sense, but David Betkowski hitting the eject button on the gloves against Xander Valeris at a conference of the officials right now to see what happens. And again, until we see a replay, tough to determine the order of operations. Again, at watching the puck from the top of the zone, I'm not sure that Valeris completely knew what was going on. Arm of the official went up pretty much right away after the little separation from Valeris. And yeah, Betkowski comes right down, drops the gloves, and he's going to be escorted back to the Owen Sound dressing room. He might be out of this game. 18:07 left in the second period. And the thing about it is I don't know that if Valeris knew what was going on, I don't think he would have really had any objections to it. Xander Valeris is a tough customer. He's no stranger to dropping the gloves. 5-minute majors up on the board right now for the Owen Sound Attack. We'll see what exactly gets called. And whatever it is, I don't think it's going to be well received by Scott Ray, the head coach of the Owen Sound Attack. We'll get the announcement in the building. 2 minutes to cross-checking for Valeris. Yeah. Bedkowski's picked up the aggressor. 5-minute major for fighting and the game misconduct. So there goes their captain for the rest of the game. So we'll start out at 4-on-4 for the first 2 minutes here. So the Spirit will have 3 minutes of the major penalty to Bedkowski to deal with. So we start at 4-on-4. Out of the Saginaw end, this one gets back up to the red line. Sebastian Gervais takes a long wrist shot that goes off the inside of John Banks' skate. Back to James Go in the neutral zone. Little trouble out of the skates of Gervais. Pierce Bowie trying to split the defense. He's got Josh Glavin all over him. Comes over to cut off that opportunity. Good work by the Spirit alternate captain. This one chopped up towards neutral ice. Liam Storch against Bowie. Back into the Owen Sound zone. The puck will drift back in towards the goaltender as Banks comes in to pick it up. Banks is back in behind Kaprowski. 2-0 Saginaw here in the second period. 17-22. Tristan DeLille down the left side, and a long shot is easily snapped up and held by the glove of Stepan Shurigan. So David Bedkowski picks up the game misconduct on the instigator. He got 2 pretty hefty rights in on Xander Valeris before he even really knew what was going on. And all that after what was just a minor penalty to Xander Valeris, and Pierce Bowie more than okay as he's out there on the next shift. The Attack go to work in the offensive end, however. Roberts is going to step in and fire one right into the midsection. That won't give Stepan Shurigan any trouble. One of the overagers here for the Owen Sound Attack, Noah Roberts. One of 2 players, he and Noah Nelson, drafted when the Bulldogs were still in Hamilton back in 2021. Lenny Greenberg, a free agent signing for the Owen Sound Attack. He rounds out as their 3rd overager. As this is back in behind the Spirit goal. 3 minutes gone in the second period. It remains a 2-0 game. As Michael Deck gets a hit on Graydon Jones. Carson Harmer from his own blue line. Cross-ice pass too far behind Jones. He gets tied up. One hands the puck back into the Attack end. This one moved up by Sikora. Quickly back up. Deck one-on-one against Hayden Bartz. His shot deflected wide to the corner. Greenberg against Graydon Jones. Lost his footing and the puck. This will be Sikora against Nick Sema. 29 to go at 4-on-4. The Spirit will have a 3-minute power play after that. Deck gets shouldered there by Sema, and the Spirit clear. Roberts circling back from his own end. Fires that one high and into the zone. Hayden Bartz back on behind Shurigan. Roberts lays a hit. Puck comes back up to the top of the zone. Turning shot. That one blockered aside by Shurigan at the last second. Nicholas Sikora let that one go. Nick Sema up through center. Valeris is out of the penalty box. Spirit to the power play as Harmer tries to jam that on through. Levi Harper to the far boards. That'll be taken away from him and ripped back around by Landon Jackman. This will be moved up by Shurigan. Crawford now in. It's Klepov. 3-on-2. They hit the line. This is Barabanov. Down low. Nikita Klepov in behind the Owen Sound net. Up high to Harper. Sent over. Barabanov. Left circle. Rising shot. Hits the glass. Comes all the way out past Harper. He's back in behind Shurigan. Crawford, little flyby on Stepan Shurigan. Give him a bit of a tap with the stick. Harper's going to put this off the board so it can be skated into by Barabanov. And then Kluche carries it over the line for Klepov. Swept back in behind the Owen Sound net. Taken by Kluche. Levi Harper. Back and forth with Sebastian Gervais. Harper just lost it as it spills off his stick. He goes back out into the neutral zone. Klepov quickly in. Barabanov trying to get on through. That one taken away at the last second. Good defensive stick by Braden Rogers. And shorthanded The attack will clear. Mason Ray trying to steal here from Klepov. Could be a shorthanded chance in front of hot shot. They score. Up over the glove of Shurigan. Braden Rogers after the turnover was forced by Mason Ray. It's 2-1. Third shorthanded goal allowed this season by the Spirit. Braden Rogers, that's his first of the year. And it comes after trouble at the offensive blue line for Levi Harper. Klepov tries to come back and get that puck out of a dangerous area. Ray to Rogers. And it's in the back of the net. So for as many good things as the Spirit did in the first period, bit of a hiccup here. 14:54 left in the second period. They still have 1:44 on the major penalty. And the game misconduct to David Betkowski. This will be dropped off. Shurigan to Graydon Jones. Jones stepped into by Roberts and moved back in behind the goal of Kaprowski. Ryan Hanrahan, second power play unit, sees what they can do here. Storch back around past Harmer. This is Ryan Hanrahan. Underneath again, Harmer. Little trouble with it. Liam Storch crashing down. Out past his skate. Nick Seema's on this. Jones, Storch again, right circle. Seema looking for the one-timer. Had Nelson there to cut that puck off. Hanrahan reels it in, taking the pass through to Storch, and this does go off a Spirit stick on the bench. I think it was that of Brody Nagin. They blow this play dead. 14:04 left in the second. 57 seconds left on the penalty to David Betkowski. Major power play for Saginaw is slipping away right now. Even more of a tough pill to swallow as they see a shorthanded goal go back against them. Harmer, Seema, Hanrahan, James Go, and Liam Storch out to likely finish off this power play for the Spirit. James Go to Liam Storch down the right wing. Floats it in, takes a heavy check by Elliot Arnett. Puck on the far boards is shielded by Carson Harmer. Reverses around and up the wall it comes. Storch on the near side. Good cutback against Mikas. Down low. This is Harmer trying to put it in front off the body of Banks. Harmer finds Storch and then the right point Go. Back for Storch in the hash mark. Harmer in front looking for Seema. That was deflected. Glove down by Go at the line. Storch down for Harmer again. Looking out of the corner. Carson Harmer wanted to take it in front there for Storch. Can't get the one-time shot off. And the attack will clear. Long shooting is handled here by Stepan Shurigan. Backhanded pass. Knocked down by Harmer. He's got to chase it down on the near boards. A little whack on the hands by Pierce Bowie, and Harmer's out of his own end. Or Hanrahan, rather. Now for James Go. Hit by Bowie. The attack will steal. Penalty time expires. Here comes Sikora down the wing. And a long shot goes wide. Greenberg back around. Big time penalty killed there by the Owen Sound Attack. And they get a shorthanded goal as well. 2-1. Saginaw's got the lead. 12:50 to go in the second. This is picked up by Blake Munnings, the defenseman here for the Owen Sound Attack. Cross ice pass picked up. Sikora in with Jackman. Takes a shot. He rang it off the goalpost. Brilliant chance there. Close call for Nicholas Sikora. Miroslav Shatan there for Bowie on the intercept for the attack. Pulled back out by Saginaw Shatan. He's going to lead a 3-on-2 with Popoy and Thoyer. Drop pass. Shatan for Popoy. That shot goes off of Bowie. Popoy gets a rough ride there from Greenberg. Shatan's got it out of the corner. Creeping in front, looking to find Harper there. He does find him still. Then the pass over for Popoy. Can't get a shot away. Harper just inside the line. A long shot goes wide off the boards. Valeris back in front, and another pad save there by Kaprowski. Attack on the counter. Here comes Ray down the left side. Shot blocked by Harper. It goes wide. Miroslav Shatan stolen by Nancy. The attack trying to go to work in the offensive end. This one chipped back around. Crawford up for Elliot Arnett. Top of the left circle and a sliding block. Kick save by Brody Popoy, the left winger. As Rogers is back in the Owen Sound end to restart. Nancy the jam in. No icing. Shurigan's there to play it. He'll dust it off. He put it right onto the tape of Ray. This one back at the top of the zone. Comes back out. Fortunate bounce for the Spirit. 2-on-1 Barabanov. Delays into the slot. Barabanov shoots. Oh, what a glove save. Little hot doggery there for Matthew Kaprowski. He's allowed to do it on that one. That was fantastic. 11:25 left in this second period. Kaprowski and Shurigan, a little bit of a goaltender's duel, never a bad thing. 2-1 Saginaw. We're back to Owen Sound after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you choose Garber Buick for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. Together, we're able to make a difference, generously giving back to our community since 1907. And your new Buick doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better price, plus help better things happen. Discover how you'll do better at America's oldest Buick dealership, Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com.
Hi, this is Sebastian Gervais, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
11:25 here in the second period. A 2-1 lead for Saginaw as they face off for the first time this season against the Owen Sound Attack. Matthew Kaprowski, a really strong performance so far between the pipes for the Owen Sound Attack. Again, this is just his second appearance of the season. The first one did not go according to plan. He was pulled after 4 goals on 17 shots against the Barrie Colts on September the 28th. They ended up winning that game 5-4 after Trenton Bennett came in. But Kaprowski, a larcenous glove save on Igor Barabanov prior to that last commercial break. He's kept it 2-1. And the Attack move into the offensive zone now. Tristan DeLille back in behind the Spirit net. Stepan Shurigan's made some strong saves in this game as well. Puck's back behind his net. Barabanov taking over for the Spirit. He was the man robbed by Kaprowski. Brody Najum just got plastered by Elliot Arnett in front of the penalty box. Gets up, dusts himself off, and moves the puck to James Go. Back up for Barabanov over the offensive blue line. He's got Najum headed towards the net. Broken play into the air, and it's snatched by the glove of Kaprowski. And Rogers is grill to grill with Brody Najum right now. 10:45 left in the second. Najum got drilled right in front of the penalty box. His mouth guard is still sitting on the ice. But give him credit. He gets right back up and gets into the play. And ends up going to the net with Klepov and Barabanov and gets a scoring opportunity. Offensive zone faceoff upcoming for Sebastian Gervais. Papoy and Hanrahan. These three have been together pretty much the entire season so far. 3 assists for Ryan Hanrahan. Sebastian Gervais still looking for his first points of the year. Brody Papoy, goal and an assist in his 6th game of the year. That shot goes off a leg from Bartz at the point, tries to shovel it down low. This is Sebastian Gervais with Papoy battling in front. Bartz walks down the wall, the exchange with Brody Papoy. Trying to get the puck back from Jackman. 3 Attack players against 2 Spirit, and this will be taken off the wall by Jackman and moved to Mikas before pushing it back in behind Saginaw. Stepan Shurigan. Puck out of the corner. The Attack try to throw it in front. Gervais gets it out of a dangerous area. Hayden Bartz, the outlet pass. Papoy from center red throws it across. The Spirit are onside. Here's Gervais walking, hesitating, shooting, and that shot shrugged off by Kaprowski. Puck back behind the Owen Sound net. Papoy in front. Hanrahan the shot off a body. Good bid there. It was blocked by Noah Roberts. Hayden Bartz inside the Saginaw blue line. 9:49 to go, second period. 2-1 the Spirit lead. Gervais into the offensive zone. Can't get it to Hanrahan. Both teams are changing. Hayden Bartz trying to spin that one back in front. Gervais gets knocked off of it as Jacob Kluche comes on now to pursue. He's going to break up a pass, but it's right back onto the stick of Owen Sound's Pierce Bowie. Into the right wing circle. Bowie's shot goes wide past Stepan Shurigan's right skate. Around it comes. Picked up on the boards and moved back down low. Past Graydon Jones. This one's onto the stick of Lenny Greenberg. Up for Munnings at the left point. Over to the right circle. A one-time shot. That one blocked by Jones. Comes back around for Munnings. Into the left wing corner. Put back in front through the goal mouth out the other side. Tristan DeLille on it for Owen Sound. 9 minutes left in the second period. 2-1 Saginaw. Munnings in the offensive zone. Throws that one through the goal mouth. Doesn't find anything, so it's back around. Tristan DeLille up at the right point. Here's a chance for Greenberg. Stops and takes a shot right on through, and a save made by Shurigan. And a little bit of a bear hug between Hayden Bartz and Pierce Bowie. 8:52 left in the second. Shurigan keeps it a 2-1 Spirit lead. Luce barking at Bowie, and I think Bowie's taking a penalty here. And give the sophomore forward a lot of credit. He has been mixing it up every chance he gets here in this game. Barch and Bowie, I think they get offsetting penalties. Slash and a rough. 8:52 here in the second. Unless Bowie picked up an extra penalty. Bowie frustrated right now. Kept knocking his head off the ledge in the penalty box. Yeah, there are penalties up for both. So they'll offset. We'll skate it 4-on-4 here. The faceoff is in the Saginaw end. Crawford off the battle with Harper. Bowie gets the slash. Barch the rough. Back around. The puck still in the Spirit end as this is Greenberg. On the boards. Throws it off the stick of Nick Sema into the netting. It goes. And they will redrop this puck. 8:34 here in the second. Here's Bowie all over the place. And it was a busy game last night for the Attack in Kitchener again. Their first loss of the season. Owen Sound 4-0 heading into last night's game. Bowie a couple of goals. He's in the box right now for the next little bit. Here's John Banks. Offensive zone faceoff taken by the Attack. Greenberg for Nancy. Given there to Crawford. Over to Greenberg. Tries to get around Carson Harmer. Dancing at the blue line. Lenny Greenberg drops it off now for John Banks. Driving wide on Sema. Throws it back in front. That was just steered wide by Greenberg. Brilliant play by Owen Sound at 4-on-4. And it goes all the way back into their own end. Nick Sema in hot pursuit here against Banks. Got to be careful not to take a hooking penalty. Gets a couple of stick lifts in there. And now here come the Attack the other way. Greenberg dropped off for Nancy. Heavy shoulder by Saginaw. Sema, the puck in front, cut off by Stepan Shurigan. And now Sema's going to lay this one into space for Carson Harmer. 2-on-1 with Valeris. Harmer cuts across the slot. The shot is stopped and held by Kaprowski. 7:50 here in the second period. The end-to-end rushing continues. Wildly entertaining stuff here in period two. A couple of good saves. Give Stepan Shurigan a lot of credit for situational awareness. Puck coming back out in front. He's able to poke it away with the goal stick in the last second. Offensive zone faceoff for Barabanov with Klepov go and Glavin. Elliot Arnett back for Rogers after the faceoff win from Owen Sound's Mason Ray. Rogers back behind the net, 48 seconds at 4-on-4. Bowie and Barch in the penalty box. 7:35 left in the second, 2-1 Spirit. The attacker into the offensive end. Here's Mason Ray down the right wing. Put it in front, stick save by Shurigan. Long-range chance, turned back towards the net. Here's Deck into the slot, trying to carve through the defense. A shot squeaks through. They score. Ray in front takes advantage of the chaos. Tie game, 2-2. Well, the Attack just can't get the puck out. That's Ray's second point of the game. He's got a goal and an assist. First goal of the season. Second round pick by the Hamilton Bulldogs back in 2022. And they just get Saginaw in a bit of a scramble. Michael Deck, I believe, kept that puck alive for as long as it was. A couple pats on the head for Mason Ray. Dad Scott standing behind him on the bench. Not bad, kid. DeLille back in for his brother as the Attack continue into the offensive zone. Taken away by Saginaw's Jacob Kluche. John Banks comes back to occupy the road in front of him. Kluche spins a nice pass far side for Harper. A shot. He scores! Levi Harper off the rush. Low to the stick side. The Spirit get it right back. 20 seconds later, they're back in front. It's 3-2. Second of his OHL career for Levi Harper. Jacob Kluche. Phenomenal cross-ice pass as there was no real estate in front of him. He was cut off by John Banks. Kluche just kind of tosses one cross-ice, and Levi Harper Gold medalist with Team USA at the Linka Gretzky Cup. He's got one on a beautiful wrister from 30 feet. Saginaw back in the driver's seat. This shot back up to the Saginaw blue line. Liam Storch tries to get it out of the skates of Pierce Bowie. Back at 5-on-5. Bowie fan on a shot attempt in the right circle. Graydon Jones can't get it out. Bowie's got it in behind the net again. Munnings off the boards at the left hash mark. Throws it in front. Shurigan never saw it. This is onto the far wall. Stepping into a shot. That one misfired by Nick Sikora, and it's thrown towards the net again. Gloved and held by Stepan Shurigan. Second game of a 3-game weekend for the Saginaw Spirit. They will close things out tomorrow night, 6:05. A return to Chris Lasry's neck of the woods as they play the Oshawa Generals for the first of a 2-game season series. Owen Sound busy here at home as well. Remember, we said they just got back from Kitchener late last night. Today at 4 o'clock against the Saginaw Spirit, and then tomorrow they host the Windsor Spitfires at 2. And that is likely why we are seeing Carter George on the bench instead of in the goal crease. Here's a shot into traffic. That's gloved and held by Stepan Shurigan as well. Not a knock against Matthew Kaprowski, but Carter George, second-round pick by the LA Kings in 2024, has really begun to turn heads in LA and in Ontario with the Reign, their AHL team. Future of goaltending is bright in Los Angeles as Popoy's got this up for Valeris. Down the right wing, 6:12 to go here in the second period. Levi Harper, second of his OHL career, has got Saginaw back in front at 3-2. Gervais tries to settle things back down as the play spills back into the Spirit, and Brody Popoy gets run over. On a hit there from Nicholas Sikora. Brody Najim's back in behind the Saginaw net. 2 attack players on him. Brody Popoy comes over, picks up a loose puck. Throws a bouncer out to center. Glove down by Munnings, fired back in. Munnings back to the bench. Josh Glavin off the far wall. 3 attack players to him. His pass just gets out to the neutral zone. This is Elliot Arnett. Comes over. Brody Popoy with a shoulder for him. Back around it goes. Glavin there for Valeris. Quickly moves it. Down the left side. Elliot Arnett in for the attack. A shot gets blocked on its way through. Picked up here by Popoy. 2-on-1. Not a lot of gas left with Brody Najim, but Popoy sends it on through. Najim was tied up. He's going to be knocked off his edges there by Elliot Arnett, and a penalty's coming. Cross-checking will be the call. Najim a little shaken up. 5:16 to go in the second period. 3-2 lead for Saginaw. They're headed to the power play when we're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
5:16 left in the second period. 3-2. The Spirit have the lead against the Owen Sound Attack, and they head back to the IBEW Local 557 power play. This will be their 4th chance of the game. They are 1 for 3 headed into this one, and they're not too far removed from a bout of 4-on-4 play and a 3-minute penalty after attack captain David Bedkowski was ejected from the game. Saginaw didn't register a shot on the 4-on-4 or on the 3 minutes of power play time that followed. And on top of that, the attack found the back of the net shorthanded. So an important power play here for the Spirit as they're up 1 goal, to say the least. Elliot Arnett in the Owen Sound penalty box for cross-checking. Igor Barabanov to take this face-off. Gervais, Kluche, Klepov, and Harper out with him. He's won it back. Has to shoot the puck back to Levi Harper. Klepov can't keep it in the zone after the pressure from Tristan DeLille. So Harper's back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan to start things out again. 5 minutes left in the second period. Levi Harper drops it back. Barabanov for Kluche, carries it in. Klepov to the right point, Harper. Spun a pass across. Here's Gervais into the left circle. Down to the goal line, Cloutier. Barabanov Up high, Levi Harper walking the blue line. Back over, left side, Barabanov delays, curls and shoots, and that one stopped by Kaprowski. Gervais, the pass back up high, is intercepted. Crawford tries to get it off the wall past Harper. Gets the stick smacked. Here comes Crawford, still shorthanded, down to the goal line, and the jam shot is shut down by the left pad of Stepan Shurigan. Here's Kluche. Back up for the Spirit power play. 1 minute left on it. Klepov down the right side. Jammed up by Tristan DeLille. Where's the puck is loose in the corner. Jacob Kluche tries to spin through Rogers there. Comes out into the circle. Poked away from Klepov. Here's an opportunity. Tristan DeLille. Shorthanded again down the left side. This will be just shot in. And covered by Stepan Shurigan, who's got Pierce Bowie right on top of him. And Pierce Bowie's going to get away with a little bit of a bump on the Spirit netminder. 4:05 left in the second period. 49 seconds left on the minor penalty. Elliot Arnett for cross-checking. And already another Spirit power play opportunity for as good as they looked on their first two chances. Starting to slip away here on opportunity number 4. James Go after the Spirit win the D-zone faceoff. Storch over. Hanrahan for Harmer. Pushed back in behind the Owen Sound goal, and the attack gunning around, kept in by the left skate of Nick Sema. John Banks tries to pull this out of the corner, and it'll be smacked out of the air and past Sema by Pierce Bowie. So around it goes. Shurigan misplayed it as he was backing behind his net, so Bowie gets there first, away from Go. 14 to go in the Spirit power play. Here comes Hanrahan. Dropping back for Go. Then Liam Storch flipped to the near side again. This is Nick Sema. Back into the corner he goes. Back behind the Owen Sound net. Rogers rims it around, and it goes on the deflection out of play. 3:16 left in the second. Saginaw unsuccessful on their fourth power play chance. Face-off to come in the offensive zone, however. Miroslav Shatan out with Brody Najim and Brody Popoy on this offensive zone face-off here for Saginaw. Shatan against Crawford. Bouncing puck, can't be pulled out by Popoy. A shot by Shatan out of what seemed to be no opportunity. Is stopped by Kaprowski. Here comes Crawford, leading the Owen Sound counterattack. This shot back around. Mason Ray has to go back and touch up as Owen Sound would have been offside. This is Miro Shatan up through center. Stops up, uses the range to find Hayden Barch. Gets through Munnings, and this one rimmed back around to the left point. Graydon Jones down low, looking for Popoy on and off his stick. Right back up, Lenny Greenberg. A little trouble at his own blue line. Here comes Nancy. Down the right side for Crawford. In, put back through for Nancy. A shot and a right pad save made by Stepan Shurigan. Miroslav Shatan has it stolen here by Crawford. Nancy against Barch. Crawford gets there. Now it's Munnings and a long shot. That's a pad save by Shurigan again. The rebound is picked up by Popoy. And Najim getting locked up with Crawford behind the plate. Now here comes Graydon Jones down the left side. 1 man against 3. Crawford stumbling as he's got some skate troubles back into the zone. The puck, meanwhile, back in the left-hand corner of the offensive end for Saginaw. 2 minutes left in the second. As Graydon Jones is locked up in that corner puck battle. Finally knocked free. Jacob Kluche tried to put it up high. Accidentally spurred the Owen Sound counterattack as Landon Jackman hung on to that one. Now it's back in for Harmer into the right circle and a right pad save made there by Kaprowski. Counterattack. This is DeLille. Chips it in past James Go. Josh Glavin is on it, back and behind his goaltender. Takes a check but moves the puck. DeLille back and behind Stepan Shurigan. Max DeLille there looking for some help from Landon Jackman. The rookies can't get it there. Carson Harmer back for Sebastian Gervais. The backhanded pass was shoulder height for Harmer. Gets knocked off of it. Noah Roberts is on him. This one picked up again here by DeLille. Mikas hit by Klepov. Banks poked away by the outstretched stick of Sebastian Gervais. He goes back trying to find the line change. Saginaw had an extra man hop there for a second. As Barabanov gets back to the bench. Here's Josh Glavin. Final 60 seconds of the second period. Saginaw up 3-2. Levi Harper, who's got the go-ahead goal, drops it back off in the offensive end for Klepov. Braden Rogers away from Harper. This one stolen quickly by Noah Nelson. Out into the neutral zone it goes. Kicked past Klepov. This is Xander Valeris. Cross ice too far for Barabanov. Roberts back in his own end. Elliot Arnett tries to stretch pass too far for Sikora. Harper's got to get there to secure the icing, and he does. And Sikora not happy about it. 32 seconds left in this second period. Offensive zone face-off upcoming for Saginaw. Nelson's unit gets stuck out there. Sema with Barabanov and Klepov as they have been for most of this game. The Attack win the defensive zone faceoff. Nelson and company flip it back out to center. Couple of bounces. Levi Harper up looking for Nick Sema. Takes the check, moves it back in. Rogers there with Barabanov. Klepov comes over. There for Sema. Klepov tries to knock this puck through in the circle. Off the near side wall. This is Sikora. Cross ice intercepted by Saginaw's Valeris with 7 seconds. Back up for Klepov. One more chance as Sema delays at the line. Klepov shoots. Fought off by Dabrowski. Rebounded into the slot. He can't get a shot away. Elliot Arnett locks up with Barabanov. But that's it for 40 minutes. 3-2. Saginaw's going to take the lead into the dressing room. The Attack scored twice to tie the game up. But Levi Harper gets Saginaw back out in front. Shots 25-23 in favor of the Spirit through 2 periods. They lead at 3-2. We'll take a break. Second intermission coverage coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
When you choose Garber for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your vehicle doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. With the area's largest selection and lowest prices, Garber Chrysler is Saginaw County's #1 destination for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck. You'll do better with Garber Chrysler Bay Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The Attack strike back, and we've got a hockey game. First, a shorthanded goal, then 4-on-4. Saginaw manages to eke one more out, and after 40 minutes of play, it's 3-2. Let's take a look back at that second period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Only a minute 56 seconds in. A penalty is coming up to Xander Valeris when David Bitkowski drops the gloves on him, meriting the Attack captain a 5-minute major and an ejection. Some 4-on-4 time, then a 3-minute Spirit power play. It's during that Spirit power play at 5 minutes 4 seconds, Mason Ray battles a puck away from Klepov along the left side boards, dishes to Braden Rogers in the low slot, and he fires it home to put Owen Sound on the board.
Good defensive stick by Braden Rogers. Shorthanded. The Attack will clear. Mason Ray trying to steal here from Klepov. Could be a shorthanded chance in front. A hot shot. They score. Up over the glove of Shurigan. Braden Rogers, after the turnover was forced by Mason Ray. It's 2-1.
Saginaw tries to respond to 2-on-1 of their own, Barabanov and Klepov, but Matthew Kaprowski windmills the save on Barabanov to keep it a 1-goal game.
Back at the top of the zone. Comes back out. Fortunate bounce for the Spirit. 2-on-1 Barabanov. Delays into the slot. Barabanov shoots. Oh, what a glove save. Little hot doggery there for Matthew Kaprowski. He's allowed to do it on that one. That was fantastic.
Saginaw keeps up the effort, put some more pucks on target, but they fail to break through. At 11 minutes, 8 seconds, Pierce Bowie slashing and Hayden Barch roughing makes it 4-on-4. Owen Sound gets the best of the chances early on, and with about 30 seconds remaining, Mason Ray forces a turnover along the left side, drives into the slot, and scores to tie the game, assisted by Michael Deck.
Here's Mason Ray down the right wing. Put it in front. Stick save by Shurigan. Long range chance. Turn back towards the net. Here's Deck into the slot. Trying to carve through the defense. A shot squeaks through. They score. Ray in front. Takes advantage of the chaos. Tie game. 2-2.
Only 20 seconds later, Saginaw responds. Jacob Cloutier sends Levi Harper into the offensive zone down the right side. He goes blocker side on Kaprowski to retake the 1-goal lead.
John Banks comes back to occupy the road in front of him. Cloutier spins a nice pass far side for Harper. A shot. He scores! Levi Harper off the rush. Low to the stick side. The Spirit get it right back. 20 seconds later, they're back in front. It's 3-2.
12 minutes, 59 seconds, your Herman Hisson Company time of the goal on that one. Saginaw gets a chance to follow it up as Elliot Arnett goes away for cross-checking. The Spirit get the puck moving early, put a couple of shots toward the net, but the attack retake control, get some shorthanded pressure, and kill that one off. 3-2 the score after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal favored Owen Sound 15-10 for a game total so far 25-23 in favor of the visitors. Scoring in the second, Braden Rogers, his first of the season. Then Mason Ray scores his first of the season, assisted by Michael Deck. And then Levi Harper, his second of the campaign, assisted by Jacob Cloutier, currently making the difference here after 2 periods. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Dylan comes into the conversation. We'll talk a little bit more about that middle frame right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
You'll do better at Garber.
When you choose Garber Chevy in Saginaw for your vehicle purchase, you become a partner in helping local organizations better the lives of thousands. And your new Chevy doesn't cost you a penny more with Garber's low price guarantee. Get a better payment today on a new Chevy Silverado, Equinox, or Traverse at Garber Chevrolet, Gratiot Road in Saginaw. Online at GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. After 2 periods of play, Saginaw leads Owen Sound 3-2 as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, we were talking about the special teams after the first period. Saginaw cashing in on one of their power plays, but kind of what sticks out is Owen Sound special teams in that second period, one shorthanded and then one during some 4-on-4 play. What really sticks out is that first shorthanded goal. It comes after kind of a weird exchange of penalties with Xander Valeris and David Bedkowski. What's going on there?
So that was a missed opportunity for the Spirit, and yeah, out of an interesting situation because Xander Valeris was already getting a cross-checking penalty for hitting Pierce Bowie. That the hand of the official was already up. That was signed, sealed, delivered. Owen Sound was going to the power play. But then David Bedkowski comes down and drops the gloves. And from the replays that we've seen, it didn't really look like Xander Valeris saw the fight that was coming his way. So Bedkowski lands a couple of rights on Valeris. He picks up the 5-minute major for fighting and the game misconduct as the instigator. So, and again, that's because Valeris was an unwilling or an unsuspecting combatant in that fight. He didn't really have a chance to get his gloves off. So because Bedkowski picks up that aggressor game misconduct, he's done. The Spirit had 3 minutes remaining on that major penalty after the 4-on-4 was done, after Valeris was done serving his cross-checking penalty. But they not only were they not able to get anything to go on it, they surrender a shorthanded goal, and that's where things kind of started to change around. That was Owen Sound's first goal of the game, and it kind of led him back into it. You saw they generated some momentum on that. So again, a missed opportunity there. The Spirit do have a power play goal in this game, but we've seen Owen Sound's penalty kill kind of tighten up, and we'll see. I don't know, in a game that's as close as this is, I don't know that the Spirit will get too many more power play chances in the third period.
Yeah, probably not. If I remember correctly, towards the beginning of the period, there was maybe a missed call. Saginaw might have gotten away with something, so I can see the frustration boiling over, especially when you're down 2-0, but certainly an interesting exchange there. Levi Harper, the silver lining here for Saginaw, making the difference with that 3-2. That play doesn't happen without the efforts of Jacob Kluche at the Spirit blue line.
No, and again, that goes back to 2 points to make off of that note. Levi Harper, again, the speed and the skating are so far the things that stick out the most about him. He has a really solid shot into that equation, too. And again, not really sure how he even got it off because there was the stick of the defender pretty much right in front of him. So I'm not sure if he was able to snap it.
Really interesting form that he had on that shot.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Just whatever you're able to do to get it to the net. I don't know if he had to shovel it through the triangle of the defenseman or whatever, but he got it through. He got it with a lot of velocity, and it's able to squeak through past the hip of Matthew Kaprowski. And on that as well, Jacob Kluche, a fantastic cross-ice pass. He's under a lot of pressure. He doesn't have a lot of room to get it through, and he's able to find Harper on the other side of the ice to get back in with speed. I thought Jacob Kluche, he looked to be a little bit frustrated after yesterday's game in Guelph. The game before against the Storm on home ice as well. Had just one goal in his first 3 games of the season. He's got a couple of assists in this contest right now. He helps out on the Harper goal and the Barabanov power play goal as well. Jacob Kluche is going to be one of the offensive leaders for the Saginaw Spirit this year. He's taking steps in the right direction with 2 really key assists in that second period tonight.
Going into the third period here, Owen Sound really took over the shot count in the second, and they're playing a little bit tighter, not giving Saginaw as much breathing room out there as they had during the first. What do we expect to see in the final 20 minutes of regulation here?
Yeah, they took some of the power back in that second period. Outshot the Spirit 15-10 in the middle frame. Right now they trail Saginaw 25-23 on the shot board. But it was much more of a surge back in the Owen Sound direction. They're playing heavier. They're playing harder along the wall. This is a bigger Owen Sound team. They got a lot of guys that are clocking in at 6'3", 6'4", and they know how to throw the body weight around. And again, they're without David Bedkowski, 6'6", 220. That is a force of a human being for the rest of the game. So they're dressing a little bit short. One of their key defensemen is out, but there's not going to be a lot of ice around for the Spirit in the third period. So they're going to have to do the most with what's being given to them. They've played through a lot of contact. I think there's going to be a lot of ice bags on the bus to Oshawa tonight. But again, if they're able to weather the storm, keep with the things that have gotten them to the success that they've had at this point in the year, or to this point in the hockey game rather, I think they're going to be okay with some of those bruises if they can pull out 2 points here, taking a 3-2 lead into the third period.
To try and get back to that identity we were talking about so much last night and what we saw in the first period. Dylan, thank you for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a look around the league brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
3-2 the score between the Saginaw Spirit and the Owen Sound Attack after 2 periods of play as we take our look around the league, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. One game already gone final here in this Saturday afternoon. The Ottawa 67s take a 4-1 win over the Erie Otters. A hat trick by Cooper Foster leading the way for the 67s. A power play goal in the third, failing to spark a comeback for the Otters. In Brantford right now, the Bulldogs trailing the visiting Windsor Spitfires 3-2 heading into the third period. Liam Greentree's first of the season, the difference maker for the Spits. It's a 1-1 tie between the London Knights and the hometown Guelph Storm as well. Later on this evening, the Sarnia Sting visit the Flint Firebirds, and the Oshawa Generals, Saginaw's opponent for tomorrow night, will be visiting the Barrie Colts at 7:30 this evening as well. One more break, then we're into third period action between the Spirit and the Attack after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM, WSGW.
20 more minutes of regulation hockey sitting in front of us here from Owen Sound. A 3-2 lead the Saginaw Spirit have going into the third period. Sixth game on the season. This is the first time that Saginaw has carried a lead into the third. You're looking to get back in the win column for the first time since opening night. That was a 5-3 come-from-behind victory in Sault Ste. Marie. And the Owen Sound Attack control off the center ice face-off to start the third. No carryover penalties or power plays. The Spirit shoot it back into the Owen Sound end. This one put back in front. Looking for Harmer. A sharp shot. That one goes off of Roberts. Tristan DeLille just gets this back into the neutral zone. Hayden Barch on it for the Spirit. Back off the end wall in his own end. Look out, a steal, and he's shut down there. Two big stops. Shurigan able to stop Pierce Bowie off a great opportunity. Tristan DeLille back in behind the Saginaw net. Spirit with a close call there. Now a sharp angle shot again. Max DeLille off the outside of the goal. Banks a long shot, tipped on its way, and a right pad save by Shurigan. This time he gets on top of and secures the rebound. Some tense moments here in the Saginaw end to start period 3. Just 44 seconds have elapsed in it. Their goaltender's already made 2 really key saves. At least that's what's been officially put on the board. I think he made at least 3 there. Defensive zone faceoff comes to his right. Nick Sema will take it. Win it back to James Go. Off the wall. Josh Glavin can't get it away from Harry Nancy. Glavin spins around, stolen by Nancy. Here's Crawford down the right wing in. That shot goes off the leg of James Go. Crawford in the corner. Mason Ray around to Elliot Arnett, then back around. This one picked up by Josh Glavin. In the Spirit end. Heavily steered into the boards by Mason Ray, and this is thrown back again into the Saginaw end behind goaltender Shurigan. And for James Go. Outlet pass, Barabanov off the wall. Can't get it to Klepov, but he's going to steal it there from his man, Elliot Arnett. And here comes Klepov into the right circle. Backhanded pass in front. Kaprowski cut off what I believe was a pass intended for Barabanov. Reels it back in, top of the zone. Barabanov finds Valeris a shot, and that's right into the glove. Kaprowski snatches it out of midair. Nick Sema looks to the air. Frustration, thought he would have had an opportunity there. 18:24 left in this third period. Saginaw gets a couple of shots of its own. They send the Sebastian Gervais line out to try and take care of some business here. They to take the face-off. Against Noah Nelson. He's won it back. Valeris taps it over. Rolling puck now for Harper. Lost it for a second. Throws it in front. Broken up, and now the puck is taken by Munnings. This is back up the near side wall where it'll be stolen by Nelson and Sikora. They're back on a 2-on-1 against Harper. Nelson in front, broken up there by Harper, and Gervais coming back. Valeris over to Levi Harper. That one deflected on the outlet pass, thrown back across on and off the stake of Michael Deck. Sikora pursuing Gervais in behind the Spirit net. Nelson comes over, tries to pull the puck free, gets a pass off while falling. Greenberg's shot turned up on the right pad is shooting it, and a rebound chance. Shut down as well. And Levi Harper comes on through and pancakes Michael Deck as he was looking towards the front of the net. No penalty. Everybody goes back to the bench. 17:42 to go in the third. Good work by Harper and Gervais. Coming back to cover that 2-on-1. Harper was directing Gervais. He told him, hey, come back and get the trailer. I've got the guy with the puck. Harper slid over a little bit, partially deflected the pass. And by that point, Gervais was over to cut off the pass that did find its way through. Well played. Turned a 2-on-1 into no option there. Greenberg off the draw. This one goes off a body and off the glass. Out of play. Face-off will stay in the offensive zone for the Owen Sound Attack. They need another puck here from the penalty box. Tristan DeLille against Miroslav Shatan. DeLille gets waved out here as we've got a little bit more fireworks between Glavin and Bowie. Bowie's been one of the disturbers here for Owen Sound in this game. He's going to win the faceoff now. Back to Greenberg. A long shot fought off by Shugan at the last second. He never saw it. Loose puck is straight ahead. Here comes Brody Najum on another 2-on-1. Slides a pass across, and Tristan DeLille comes back to just cut over and cut off that pass for Liam Storch at the last second. James Go. Back up for Najum. Gets hit by Bowie. Shatan steps into this puck. Locks up with Rogers. Puck back in behind the Owen Sound goal. This is Max DeLille. Jammed after by Josh Glavin. Tristan DeLille. Back up for Bowie, the older brother. Max, the younger brother, is the first-round pick of Owen Sound in 2025. Going to close off a check on Josh Glavin. The puck is moved back in by Shatan. In behind the net of Kaprowski. Noah Roberts weaving this puck into the offensive zone and shooting it in behind Stepan Shurigan. A little tap with the goaltending stick. Puts it into an area where Hayden Barch can play it. Cut off by the attack at their blue line, their offensive blue line, rather. Nelson taking a task. 16.5 to go in the third period. 3-2 the Spirit lead. Carson Harmer around looking for Thoyer. Jackman tries to keep things alive. Tapped ahead. Back past Thoyer. It's out and in behind the Spirit goal. Barch. Then Jones. A backhanded puck. Look at that pass. It was not received by Thoyer. That could have been a brilliant opportunity in for the Spirit. But instead it's Roberts back in his own corner. Carson Harmer, one man against four for the attack as the Spirit get a line change. They will take this, John Banks. Getting a rough ride from Sema. Banks goes flying. Sema's got it. Back in front. Here's a chance for Klepov and a good defensive stick at the last second by Landon Jackman. Puck is back in behind the Owen Sound goal. Sema mines it out. Trying to put it back around the boards up to the point. Levi Harper was not there. It goes back into the Spirit end. 15.5 here in regulation. Levi Harper out of his own end. Shot back in. Kaprowski there to play it. Away from Barabanov. This is Mason Ray. Outlet pass off the back of Harry Nancy's stick. Valeris handcuffed. Nancy brings it over. Jammed after by Klepov. He's got Valeris on top of him. After the pile up, it's swept, and Nancy played it forward with a hand. That'll be whistled down on, you guessed it, a hand pass. 15:09 left in this third period. Puck comes back out to center for a neutral zone face-off. 3-2, the Spirit have the lead. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
15 and some change to go here in the third period. The Spirit win back a neutral zone face-off. They've got a 3-2 lead here in Owen Sound over the attack. This is Elliot Arnett back in his own end to retrieve the puck. Nancy to Arnett. Right up through center, trying to just shift wide on Barabanov. Puts it back off of Klepov, and this is James Go back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Pass off the boards is reeled in by Klepov. He's got a 3-on-1. Barabanov all alone in front. No question about it. He puts it up over the glove of Kaprowski, and the Spirit have a 4-2 lead. That's the last guy that the Owen Sound Attack would want alone with that much time in front of their net. Igor Barabanov, second goal of the game, 5th of the season. And he's got Saginaw ahead by a pair with 14:38 to go in the period. No surprise that it's Klepov assisting on it. Face-off one at center ice. Greenberg up the near side. Deck waves after it. Popoy. Sticked aside by Lenny Greenberg. Shoulder there from Sebastian Gervais. Takes a hit. This is gloved down by Popoy. Tries to go through Munnings. This puck up in the air. Knocked down by Popoy. And can he get it in deep? Munnings is there to cut it off for the attack off the glass. All the way down it goes. Braden Jones takes the hit. Back and behind the Spirit goal. This one put back in front. Jones flips it up through the air and to Greenberg at center. Off the shin guard. Reeled in by Jones. Gervais takes a check. This is Michael Deck. Steered it back in. Blake Munnings. Back for Deck to skate things through center. Into the offensive zone surrounded by blue sweaters. So it's off the boards. Gervais puts it up off the glass and into the Owen Sound end again. 13:37 to go in regulation. 4-2 thanks to Barabanov. 2 unanswered goals by he. And before that, Levi Harper for Saginaw. Long shot in by the attack. Stepan Shurigan out of his net to play it. It bounced a little uncomfortably close to his own net front there, so he steers it around behind. Comes onto the stick of Brody Najum. Played well in response here tonight. Over the line, throws one towards the front of the net. Blocked on its way through. Waiting after it is Liam Storch. Dropped it back for Valeris. Through the circle, a shot and a pad save by Kaprowski. The rebound just too far for Brody Najum. This is Tristan DeLille, one-on-one against Liam Storch, who's the last man back. DeLille goes wide, back in behind the Saginaw goal. Getting worked over by Valeris and Storch. Max DeLille pulls it out. Shouldered by James Go, but he got the puck back up to the blue line. Now Banks has it. Trying to get away from Brody Najum. Banks just inside the Spirit blue line. Long shot, not to the net. Poked back out by Miroslav Shatan past Roberts, and this is retrieved by Banks in his own end. 12:30 to go. 4-2 Saginaw here in the third period. Valeris bumps it off the near side of the Spirit wall. Harmer up to Kluche. They hit the line with a lot of speed. Kluche for Harmer back in the right wing circle. Try to put it back in front. Not enough zip on that pass. It was taken away and thrown into the Owen Sound bench for a stoppage. Not a delay of game penalty, though. 12:14 left in regulation. 4-2 Saginaw. We take a break and are back to Owen Sound after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, you can lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Wash away your cares on calm waters. Dip your paddles, set sail, or wander a while on scenic trails. Savor authentic local flavors, crafted by passionate chefs and made possible by the hands of our hardworking farmers. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Hi, this is Dima Jolkin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
12:14 left in the third period. 4-2, the Spirit have the lead. No Dima Jolkin for the fourth straight game for Saginaw, but Igor Barabanov, 2 goals in this contest. He seems to be picking up the offensive slack just fine. And his second goal comes after a similar-looking opportunity earlier in this game. He was all alone in front of the goaltender, Kaprowski. The glove of the netminder beat him last time. This time, he makes no mistake. Goes up past it and gives Saginaw back a 2-goal lead. The Attack win the defensive zone faceoff. Crawford gets it back up in front of the Saginaw bench. Mason Ray can't get it past Glavin. Now this is Rogers, and a long shot blocked away by Shurigan. The rebound back in between the faceoff dots. Nobody can come away with it. Finally, Harmer spinning around, and it's going to be a 3-on-1 with Thoyer and Kluche. Harmer down the left side takes a shot, fought off by Kaprowski. The pass option was taken away by the youngster Blake Munnings here in his OHL debut. Harry Nancy tosses this one out of the zone. Munnings shifting his way on through, trying to split the defense. This will be picked up by Saginaw's Jones. Taps it out, and it's intercepted in a sharp angle try, fought off by Shurigan. Rebound is loose. Braden Jones corrals it. This is Kluche. Puts it back up to Jones. Leads the Saginaw counterattack. Jones tries to get on through Greenberg, and he does. Picks the puck off the boards. Turns around, and that pass in front too far for Barabanov. The Attack don't get it out, though. Nelson ran right into Klepov. Here's Barabanov back in the corner. Down below the Owen Sound goal line. Put it back up high. Nick Sema steps into a shot. Loose in front of the rebound. They score! The puck laid right down for Nikita Klepov. He bangs it home. 5-2 Saginaw here with 11:06 to go in the third. Well, and the Attack failed to get the puck out of the zone. And that is just great work in front. The puck, I don't think it was a save by the goaltender. Goes off the body in front. I think it knocks down. Klepov just wheels around and slams it right home. right over the pad of the goaltender, Matthew Kaprowski. And Saginaw's got a little bit of breathing room here. 11:06 left in period 3. 6th of the season, team leading for Nikita Klepov, trying to split the defense again as they stay on. And this ramped back in by the attack. Valeris tries to charge in to get there before the shoulder of Nicholas Sikora. Greenberg, a shot right to the net, and the save made by Shurian on that chance on the right circle. Oh, and Gervais. No, Valeris got the stick up high on Michael Deck. As those two were locked up, Valeris trying to plead his innocence. As those two were in a jousting match, and it rides up the stick, I think, of Deck. The cross-checking motion from Valeris. And this is a 4-minute double minor. This is an issue the Spirit have run into a handful of times in the last calendar year. And again, apologies on the misidentification. It was 17 Valeris rather than 15 Gervais. So it'll be the 4th Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. Well, Deck put the hands up like he was going to engage in the joust with Valeris, but he kind of double clutched it. And honestly, I don't know if you want to call it smart for Deck because he got cross-checked in the mouth. I don't know if doing anything that causes you to get cross-checked in the mouth can be tagged as smart, but he's gotten his team a 4-minute power play. Down by a trio of goals, the attack looked to carve into it. Here's Bowie, high in the zone. 4-minute double minor to Xander Valeris. Banks is back over. Bowie, a long shot, ends up popping wide off the end wall. Sebastian Gervais gets it out. On the regroup back in the Owen Sound zone. Liam Storch, the forechecker, in for the Spirit. The attack, get it down the right side. Nancy in front. One more pass across. Oh, what a save! Shurigan lunges over and absolutely robs Michael Deck blind. He's got to go pick up his goal stick. 9:52 to go. He may have just gotten a touch on it. That might be the save of the season if he did. This is back into the offensive end with speed. Banks back through for Nancy. Up at the right point, Banks put that one off the wall. They go back down low with it. James Go back in the corner. Nick Sema racing over against DeLille. This one pops over. Banks on the control back out at center. 9.5 to go. 2:47 on the Spirit penalty kill. We're going to have to wait until we get a look at the replay to see if Shurian actually got a piece of that. I think he did. Greenberg out of his own end. Ray down the left side into the offensive zone here for the attack on the power play. Pass up to the right point. Rogers. This is Sikora down to the goal line. Pass back across. Here's Greenberg. Now below the net again. It comes back out in front. Sikora, the high shot. That goes high and into the glass. And all the way around it comes. Picked up by Braden Rogers. 2:13 to go on the double minor to Xander Valeris. It escapes again as the Spirit shut down the attack power play at the line. Greenberg's got Liam Storch right in front of him. Little flyby back in the Owen Sound end. Just trying to put a little bit of pressure on. Lenny Greenberg up for Crawford. Poked away by Storch again. And out of the zone, Liam Storch becoming one of Saginaw's most valuable penalty killers here in the early goings of the season. Rogers up to Greenberg. Can't be knocked out of the air by Harmer. Bounces off the wall, and Graydon Jones will spin it. In on Kaprowski. He's got Liam Storch in hot pursuit. Just waits and knocks it away from him. And fired back in by Josh Glavin. Little trouble for Kaprowski. It's loose in his skates. Boy, he got it dug out at just the last second. As Josh Glavin wrapped that puck in from 10 feet outside the blue line. No harm. They escape without danger. Nancy fires it back in behind the net. A step on Shurian. 1:13 left on the Owen Sound power play. Back up at the left point. This is Banks. Flips a little pass there. Down low they go. Now back in front. Deck looking for Nancy. He scores. Harry Nancy on a nice saucer pass from Michael Deck. 5-3 and the attack closed the gap. So Owen Sound is able to end the run of 3 unanswered Spirit goals. Harry Nancy, leading point getter. That's his 7th of the season. 2nd goal. And the top power play in the OHL does cash in. on the second half of the Xander Valeris double minor. So the Spirit are happy it occurred when it did. But 7:43 left in the third. Still a 2-goal game right now. There is a hill for the Attack to climb, but not quite as steep as it was. And again, it'll be Michael Deck on the assist. Is swept back in. Noah Roberts from the Owen Sound end. 5-3 Saginaw with 7.5 to go in regulation. Up the right side, a long stretch pass here by Klepov. He's got it down the wing and in behind the goal line. Klepov trying to take it to the net, crashes into everybody, and he gets shut down. DeLille back the other way. It is Max down the wing against Xander Valeris. Poked back in behind the Spirit net. Hit by Nick Seema, and around the far side it comes, where Barabanov's got to get himself untied. Try to get it up for Nick Seema. Klepov reaching after it in the neutral zone. Can't make that play. This is controlled by Noah Roberts. Max DeLille slips it on through for Crawford. Poke past Xander Valeris. Levi Harper on a collision in the near side Spirit corner. Up to Gervais through center. Tries to chug on through Greenberg. Gets to it in the corner. This one kicked back around. Greenberg up the boards. James Go tries to keep that alive at the offensive blue line. Can't do it because Nelson is there. Now they try to slip this one back on through for Hanrahan, and Popoy is on it from the neutral zone. Softly off the boards for Gervais. A little lay into space. Ryan Hanrahan comes over, knocks the puck down. Can't get the pass back across to Popoy. And it's Michael Deck on the Owen Sound counterattack. Cut off at the line nicely there by the defenseman Josh Glavin. Greenberg skates into the loose puck here. 6:10 to go in regulation. Spirit by a pair. It's 5-3. Ryan Hanrahan. Good defensive play to knock his man off the puck and slip in front for Sebastian Gervais. And Brody Popoy carries the puck up the right side into the offensive zone. Stumbling there, but he got the puck back in behind the Owen Sound goal. Hanrahan looking in front. This is turned into the skates of James Go. Right on the doorstep, the defenseman. On Munnings. And then Michael Deck get it out of danger. And then a stretch pass is on through. Sikora trying to undress Graydon Jones. Saginaw defenseman laid the stick in the right spot. Jacob Kluche into the offensive end for the Spirit. Jammed around Rogers. 2 against 1. Now Kluche's got a reinforcement in the way of Harmer. This one kicked down. A shot by Najin is right into the breadbasket of the goaltender Kaprowski. 5:25 to go in the third. 5-3 Saginaw. We're down the stretch here and back to Owen Sound after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
.525 left in the regulation period here. The last regulation period as Saginaw leads Owen Sound 5-3. Third period goals from Igor Barabanov, his 5th of the season. Nikita Klepov, his 6th, to get Saginaw up by 3. But a power play goal from Harry Nancy has gotten Owen Sound back in it and kept things interesting. And right now, Elliot Arnett is being helped off the ice by the Owen Sound medical staff. Not sure exactly what happened. He can't put much weight on his left leg, and that is an entire defensive pair, as Arnett was David Bedkowski's D partner in this game. Bedkowski ejected earlier after the aggressor on the Xander Valeris fight. So the Attack are down 2 bodies here as they move the puck back into the Spirit end. Rolling puck is settled by Najin and moved back up to Carson Harmer. Inside the line, across the pass, looking to go to Kluche, was disrupted. Up into the air, and then Hayden Barch guns it back around. Graydon Jones comes down from the point, sweeps that one off a leg, and it comes back out into the neutral zone. There, Carson Harmer retrieves it. Up at the red line, ramped in by Jones. No icing as Rogers is back to pick things up. 4:45 left in the third. 5-3 Saginaw, looking for what would be their second win of the season after some tough overtime and shootout defeats in the last couple of weeks. And that will go down for an icing against the Attack. 4:34 to go here in the third. And again, for the Attack, it is a good night that they dressed 7 defensemen and 11 forwards. As again, like I mentioned, they've lost a pair of defensemen. 7th D tonight is Blake Munnings, making his OHL debut. Their second-round pick at 25, and had a bit of a rookie lap here at the start of the contest and caught a rut during his rookie lap. Gave everybody a good laugh. He shook it off. He was all smiles and was able to get into the flow of the game, but I think that's probably everybody's worst nightmare when they're out for their rookie lap. The Attack have things in the offensive end right now, but that'll change courtesy of 98 in blue. Klepov's going to find Barabanov. Down the left side, thrown to the net. The right pad save made by Kaprowski. Mason Ray, cut off by Klepov. There for Nick Sema. They turn things north. Sema, nice move around a stick, finding Klepov into the right wing circle. Takes it to the net. Oh, a beauty! Klepov goes around everybody, and the outstretched leg of Kaprowski to make it 6-3. His finest in a Spirit uniform, for sure. Nikita Klepov. And Nick Sema gets a bit of a stick tap on that one as well. He went through the skate and the stick of the defender to make that pass, and Klepov undresses the goaltender to make it 6-3. Nikita Klepov, second of the game, 7th of his career. And oh yeah, he's eligible for the 2026 NHL draft. Now a chance off the draw. Deck back the other way, and a save made by Stepan Shurigan on a breakaway that probably shouldn't have happened, but 63's got it covered. 3:49 left in the third period. Shurigan keeps it a 6-3 contest. Nick Sema will be credited with the only assist on the Nikita Klepov goal. And Sema continues to enjoy playing in Owen Sound. 3 points last time he was here, a couple of assists tonight. Jacob Kluche on the outlet pass to Carson Harmer. Trying to go back over with Gervais. Harmer tries to hit the trailer Glavin. This is coughed up and right onto the stick of Mikas. He's into the offensive end, a drop pass, and Glavin trying to take a chunk there out of Jackman. Going to move this up for Carson Harmer. Lost the puck, Greenberg. The steal down the right side. Floated in. Stepan Shurigan punches it to the corner. Jones is hit. Kluche, a good slip pass through the defender, and then on for Carson Harmer. 2-on-2. Gervais is offside. 3:13 here in the third period. 6-3 Saginaw. And they can take not a breather, not a rest. They can't take their foot off the gas, but this has been the third period that they were looking for. Barabanov and 2 goals by Klepov, broken up only by a Harry Nancy power play goal. As the Attack fire this back around, they've been outshot. The Spirit have 10-9 here in the third. And this puck at the right point. Rogers, a long shot, goes off the body of Graydon Jones. Miroslav Shatan can't get it out of danger. Inside 3 to go here in regulation. Rogers down into the corner. 6-3. Saginaw's got the lead over the Owen Sound Attack. The pass in front, nicely tied up. What would have been a one-time chance as that shot goes high over the glass. Back in, off the back to Shurigan and into the net. Are you kidding? That's as unlucky as you can get. 2:44 to go in the third. Not sure what Stepan Shurigan did to upset the hockey gods, but my goodness, you can't fault him for that one. That's the only time it's not good to be 6'5" as a goaltender. Long shot from Rogers goes off the glass, hits Shurigan in the right shoulder blade, and goes back in. He even tried to duck under it. Well, unfortunate, but the silver linings that the Spirit had a 3-goal lead. Rogers' second goal of the night, and the Attack are back in. They've got some momentum here, 2.5 to go. That shot goes off the stick and into the glass. So the Spirit hoping that the luck doesn't continue to run out here. Out of the corner, Michael Deck. Cross ice, Rogers Long shot, well wide. Collision with Sema and Rogers has the Owen Sound bench hollering now. A long shot is shrugged off by Shurigan. They score on the rebound. Nicholas Sikora over the glove of the Spirit netminder. 2:11 left in the third. It's a one-goal game. Nicholas Sikora. His third goal of the season. Spirit get caught puck watching a little bit. And the 6-4 goal was some bad luck on the count of the Spirit. This one, there was nothing that luck had to do with that. 2:11 left. It's a one-goal game. 6-5 in favor of Saginaw. Things a little tight on the Spirit bench right now. Carson Harmer gets waved out. Knocked back. Sebastian Gervais moves it there to Barch. Braden Jones throws it back in. Saginaw guilty of icing as Rogers will touch this one up. So it comes back into the offensive zone for the attack after they score a pair of goals in a little more than 30 seconds. Sebastian Gervais to take this face-off against Tristan DeLille. And then Chris Lazary, I think, will take his time out here. 2:03 left in regulation, 6-5. And if you are just with us, it was 6-3 not long ago. Nikita Klepov scored his 7th of the season, 2nd of the game, with 4 minutes left in regulation. Owen Sound comes back with 2. Elliot Arnett, or Braden Rogers rather, a shot off the glass that goes off the back of the Spirit netminder and in. Nicholas Sikora takes advantage of a loose puck in front. Chris Lazary now has his team in a bit of a precarious position, trying to guide him through troubled waters. 6-5. They've still got the lead. And I believe the scorers table would like a word with the officials. Faceoff is going to come in the Spirit defensive zone to the right of Stepan Shurigan. The net for Owen Sound stays occupied. Matthew Kaprowski. They're not going to pull him off for an extra attacker yet. 2:03 left in regulation. 6-5 Spirit. Faceoff is in the Saginaw end. Tied up. Valeris gets it up. Kluche can't deflect it out of the zone. Back down for Bowie, and this goes up into the netting. They'll drop it in the same exact spot. Down to 1:55 left. Again, this is the first time this season that the Spirit have carried a lead into the third period. It was 3-2. 3 goals aside here in the third. Josh Glavin, after the Spirit win another defensive zone faceoff. Rogers at center. Wheels it back there for Nancy. Back to Rogers. Near side, Tristan DeLille. Pushes it back in behind Shurigan. Xander Valeris can't get it out of the zone. Pierce Bowie stumbles. This is kept in. Played by a high stick by Jacob Kluche, but Nancy takes over for Owen Sound back in his own end. So play continues. Less than 90 seconds to go. Here comes Kaprowski. Extra attacker coming for Owen Sound. Nancy into the offensive end for Pierce Bowie. 6-5. Saginaw's got the lead. Glavin and Valeris lock up. With a couple of Owen Sound players in behind the net. A long point shot goes wide. Valeris tries to wave it back down below the goal line. Picked up by Kluche. Going to take a look down the ice for the empty net. He just sent it wide by about 6 inches. And that brings up an icing with 1:01 left in the third. Close call. A little bit more English on that one. He would have found the back of the net. Jacob Kluche. He'll have to stay out. Sebastian Gervais to take this face-off for Chris Lazary. And now a timeout will be taken here by Owen Sound. That will help out Saginaw a little bit, get an extra rest for the Lazary group. Gervais 8 of 14 on the face-offs tonight. He will likely be back out to take this one. things have turned around a little bit here. Yeah, you're up by 3 with about 3 minutes to go. You're feeling pretty good. And maybe if you want to throw out a little bit of blame on, don't typically believe in the broadcasters jinx around these parts, but the situation has changed. After I believe a comment was made about taking a breather, I think. Well, we'll stay away from that one going forward. Defensive zone face-off. Barabanov to take the draw against Tristan DeLille. Klepov and Sema are out with him. Valeris and Glavin, the defenseman. The net is empty for the Owen Sound Attack. 6 attackers against 5. And they win the offensive zone face-off. Final minute of the period. The Attack trying to get one here. Deck down to the goal line. Deflected by Valeris. Nancy's on it. Rolls back up top. Here's Greenberg. Just inside the blue line. Back over to Michael Deck. Throws it off to the seam. Pierce Bowie, the one-timer. Can't get a hold of it. Bowie into the corner. Ray. Up high, Greenberg. D to D. Michael Deck down to the goal line. Nancy back in front. Jammed up was DeLille. Deck into the left circle. Throws it on through the seam into the skates of Bowie. Back up high. Greenberg taking a shot away. It'll be picked up here by Nick Sema. He's in behind the Owen Sound defense with the net empty. Sema handcuffed, but he scores. Nick Sema gives Saginaw their 2-goal lead back. That's one of the harder working empty net goals you're going to see. 7-5 here with 22 seconds left in regulation. Well, it's not how they would have drawn it up, but Nick Sema doing everything he can. Second goal of the season to go with 2 assists here in this contest. And he had hot pursuit behind him the entire way back. A couple of shot blocks on that most recent front for the Spirit in their defensive zone. They've got their 2-goal lead back here, and they drop the puck at center. 15 seconds left. The Attack try to unfold the breakout here. Munnings down the right side, going back in below the Spirit goal line. Can't put it back in front thanks to Valeris. One more shot off the right pad to step on Shurigan. 2 seconds and 1. And the Saginaw Spirit hang on. They snap the slide. 2 points here on this Saturday night. 7-5. They defeat the Owen Sound Attack. Some relieved hugs back in the goal crease for Stepan Shurigan. 5 goals against. Not an ideal night, but he does make 31 saves, some of them of the 10-bell variety. And the most important number is the amount of points that the Spirit walk out of here with, and that is 2. 7-5 final score. Saginaw has righted the ship, and they will take that momentum to Oshawa tomorrow to play the Generals. We'll take a break. When we come back, post-game analysis, some highlights. We'll get you set for the next game. 7-5 Saginaw. We're back to Owen Sound after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
A battle of a third period, and Saginaw emerges victorious 7-5 in a third period that saw 7 goals between 2 teams. Let's take a look back at that final frame, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. Saginaw held a lead heading into this final frame, and Pierce Bowie nabbed a pass right off the bat on the Spirit doorstep, attempting to stuff in a shot. Shurigan gets the pads going to stop that one. The Spirit forced some good turnovers that led to some chances off the rush, but very little time in the offensive end, at least to start off this period. 5 minutes, 22 seconds in, one of those rushes. James Go springs Klepov and Barabanov. Klepov draws out the defense to the right side, dishes to Barabanov right in the center. He beats Kaprowski to make it 4-2.
Puts it back off of Klepov, and this is James Go back in behind Stepan Shurigan. Pass off the boards is reeled in by Klepov. He's got a 3-on-1. Barabanov all alone in front. No question about it. He puts it up over the glove of Kaprowski, and the Spirit have a 4-2 lead.
Not too long after that, the Spirit set up some time in the attack end. Nikita Klepov stops a shot by Nick Sema, but he finishes it off for his 6th of the season. A secondary assist by Igor Barabanov to make it 5-2.
Down below the Owen Sound goal line. Put it back up high. Nick Sema steps into a shot. Loose in front of the rebound. They score! The puck laid right down for Nikita Klepov. He bangs it home. 5-2 Saginaw here with 11:06 to go in the third.
8 minutes, 54 seconds, your Herman Hisson Company time of the goal on that one. The Attack get a 4-minute power play after a double minor for high sticking from Xander Valeris. Some sharp stops from Shurigan and shorthanded pressure from Storch kill off the first two, but at 12 minutes, 17 seconds, Harry Nancy receives a soft pass at the right post from Michael Deck, and he pots it home to bring the game within 2.
It's a little pass there. Down low they go. Now back in front. Deck looking for Nancy. He scores. Harry Nancy on a nice saucer pass from Michael Deck. 5-3, the Attack closed the gap.
Pierce Bowie with the secondary assist there. Nick Sema draws in 3 Attack defenders into their own end, then dishes to Nikita Klepov, who's all alone on the right side. Klepov drives to the net, dips, dives, and scores to make it 6-3.
Cut off by Klepov. There for Nick Sema. They turn things north. Sema, nice move around a stick, finding Klepov into the right wing circle, takes it to the net. Oh, a beauty! Klepov goes around everybody, and the outstretched leg of Kaprowski to make it 6-3.
16 minutes and 1 second, the Herman Hisson Company time of the goal on that one. Saginaw sitting pretty at 6-3 after that, but a long shot by Braden Rogers bounces off the glass behind Shurigan, off the back of Shurigan, and in to bring it within 2 at 17 minutes, 16 seconds. Then just over 30 seconds later, Michael Deck puts a shot on target. Nicholas Sikora hops on the rebound, battles his way in to bring it within 1.
Collision with Sema and Rogers has the Owen Sound bench hollering now. A long shot is shrugged off by Shurigan. They score on the rebound. Nicholas Sikora over the glove of the Spirit netminder. 2:11 left in the third. It's a 1-goal game.
Kaprowski is pulled for a 6-on-5 in the final minutes, but with 24 seconds remaining, Nick Sema forces a turnover and in typical Nick Sema fashion battles his way all the way down the ice to score on the empty net, closing this one out at a score of 7-5.
Back up high, Greenberg taking a shot away. It'll be picked up here by Nick Sema. He's in behind the Owen Sound defense with the net empty. Sema handcuffed, but he scores. Nick Sema gives Saginaw their 2-goal lead back. That's one of the harder working empty net goals you're going to see. 7-5 here with 22 seconds left in regulation.
7-5, the final score on this one. Shots on goal in the third favored the Attack 14-10 for a game total of 37-35 in favor of Owen Sound. Scoring in the third, there's a lot of them. Igor Barabanov assisted by Klepov and Go. Klepov gets one of his own assisted by Sema and Barabanov. Harry Nancy gets one back, assisted by Deck and Bowie. Klepov, his second of the game, also assisted by Sema. Then one after another from the Attack, Braden Rogers and Nicholas Sikora, and Nick Sema on the empty net, his second of the season to close out this game, 7-5. One more highlight for you. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game. Comes to us at the end of the first period. Stepan Shurigan not letting a single shot in through the first 20 minutes. Towards the end of that period, the Attack gets their best look probably of the game. Harry Nancy collects a rebound at the right post, goes around, looks like he beats Shurigan to the left post, but a big right pad kick saves this one for the Spirit netminder.
Rogers' shot goes off Gervais. Gets his rebound back and a long chance in and out of the glove of Shurigan. Wraparound chance. Oh, what a great save with the right pad by Shurigan to Rob Nancy.
Save of the game presented by My Michigan Health. Shurigan, a great game once again tonight. 32 saves on 37 shots. One last look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Most of these have gone final. In fact, the last one for the afternoon anyway. Well, no, we still got one going. The Erie Otters fall to the Ottawa 67s 4-1. In Brantford, they've made it interesting. It's a 3-3 tie between the Bulldogs and the Spitfires with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third. The London Knights come out victorious a second night in a row in overtime, 3-2 over the Guelph Storm. In just about a half hour here, the Sarnia Sting take on the Flint Firebirds, and shortly after that, the Oshawa Generals visit the Barrie Colts. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. Sending you back to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth now, where Dylan Clark has our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Some familiar names have had their fingerprints all over this one. 3 stars of the game brought to you by Applebee's. Nikita Klepov, 2 goals and 2 assists, a 4-point night. He is up to this point, 11 points in his first 6 games in a Saginaw Spirit uniform. He's your 3rd star of tonight's game. Braden Rogers had a couple of markers. He was a +3 for Owen Sound. Got some puck luck as well off the back glass in behind Stepan Shurigan. He's your 2nd star of tonight's game. Igor Barabanov continues his torrid scoring pace. 2 goals and an assist. He was held off the score sheet yesterday in Guelph. He's back where he belongs right now, 11 points. In his first 6 games in a Spirit uniform, Klepov, Rogers, Barabanov, stars number 3, 2, and 1. And again, those 3 stars brought to you by Applebee's. The road ahead for Saginaw as they're back into the win column. They will wrap up this road trip, see if they can do it on a high note. Tomorrow at 6:05, the Tribute Communities Center against the Oshawa Generals. We'll start pregame coverage of that at 5:50 here on WSGW. Then it's back at home, a single game weekend, Saturday, October the 11th. Against the Kitchener Rangers, they're back at home at the Dow Event Center. Tickets on sale at SaginawSpirit.com. And, of course, all of the usual places to get tickets. That'll be Saginaw's Ice Out Cancer Night specialty. Cancer jerseys worn there. And, again, thanks to our friends at My Michigan Health for getting into the fight against cancer here with us. Your Applied Innovation look ahead. That's what's up next for the Saginaw Spirit. They stopped the slide. Saginaw, a 7-5 win here against the Owen Sound Attack. 2-1, 2-1 on the season. They've got 7 points as they're back in the win column here today. For Jonathan and all he does back in the studio, thanks to him. My name is Dylan Clark, and thanks to all you who tuned in. Good night, Saginaw. We'll talk to you tomorrow when the Spirit drop the puck in Oshawa.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.